Age, second Apex 0532, Arbiter's Ascent. Did I actually get that right on the first go?
I think so.
Maybe.
Wow.
Nailed it.
Hello, everybody. We are back with our love letter to mecha, sci-fi, just basically any franchise you can think of that may have influenced me at a young age when it comes to sci-fi, and just jam it all into a universe that I tried to make everything fit together with. I think it sort of works. We're having fun, though.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
It's fun.
Hey, I strive to make it as lame as possible.
No. Okay, hold up, time out. Restart the stream, start it up again, replay the intro. We're not gonna open up after 2 weeks back going, so I know we're kind of lame.
No.
No,
The crew?
fuck that. We are the realest motherfuckers on Twitch, and I will brook no argument to the contrary.
That's the energy I like.
Jesus.
This is
Fucking
why Fox
who
is
even
on.
is Matt Mercer? Matt Mercer, I'm gonna kick your ass. We are the
Whoa! Bring it back, Fox. Oh, that's why.
I'm going back and clipping that.
That's
Please
why
make sure
Fox is
that's
on
in
payroll right here.
Don't say that the bad he's a cinnamon roll.
Okay. So we're back.
Hi.
Before we get started,
Expect more of that. That's what that should give you taste what to expect in the next couple hours.
Before we get to tonight's episode of Stellar Age Second Apex is episode 17. Tonight's episode entitled Shadows and Masks. We return to the ship about one day before they reach Shadowship. This isn't an interval, so you won't be able to take the action. You kind of all took your interval actions already. But it does give you time to address anything you want before you make planetfall. So one day out in the ship, still flying at FTL, dealing with adjusting to the new crew roster, or at least the new addition to that crew roster. Around halfway through second watch, where would we find our crew? Where's the captain?
So it's technically is second watch our rotation?
The second watch is like midday rotation. It's the second. So first watch is the standard morning.
Mm-hmm.
Second watch is evening into night, and third watch is your overnight. But on a ship, it's literally just sequences. So if you want second watch to be the main crew time, by all means, go for it.
Okay. I'll probably be on the bridge. Just dotting my I's and crossing my T's and going through my own personal reports.
Stack of paper.
Listen, yes, it is paper, but paper can't be hacked, okay?
Do you ever mix it up with like your quilting materials?
I don't do quilting.
Scrapbooking, I'm sorry.
No. Maybe. Once or twice.
Oh my god, you imagine sending a report in to the Agora, but accidentally having like scrapbooking stickers cut like punch outs slide
You lost
out.
me at imagine sending a report in.
Why do you think why do you think I've made friends with Commander Norn? He received random stickers.
You're all
Nuan.
into scrapbooking?
Nuan.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Go on.
Where is Fox? Is Fox?
That's me. Hi.
Is Fox
Definitely,
here right now? Is Fox here? Fox is here. Good.
She's present. I'll be representing Calamity Rome, expert pilot tonight.
Speaking of calamities, is Calamity in the pilot's couch, or
Probably.
is she allowing the autopilot to kind of do its thing while still maintaining a bridge presence, or did she literally like set it and fuck off?
It's hard to set it and fuck off when the captain is sitting there in the bridge. So, she set it and is then, like just took a screen and turned it this way and is either watching something or playing something. I'm not sure which. Probably both. She's probably got like a 3-screen experience going on right now. So
You do realize you don't have to be here, and there's someone else you can talk to, right?
it's my
Right,
shift.
it's just like
Captain.
upside down off the ceiling. Just like
According to regulations, if I were to leave right now, it's a dereliction of duty. Whereas, oh, here we go, perfect props. And right now, I don't want to get court-martialed because I don't know if you noticed, but they're kind of on our asses. What are we doing again? We're supposed to kill a bunch of Kaitoans or something?
no, we're not killing anybody. We're there to investigate some attacks that have been happening on the domed colonies on the it's a planet. It's a very small planet, but it's a planet, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
planet. It's low grav, so it's not Earth sized. It's Mars sized.
Okay.
Dome, huh?
Not immediate killing, please.
No,
Find
I'm
out
just
what the
saying, like,
hell's
if-
happening, and then maybe we'll see.
I'm just sizing up the situation. I want to make sure I know at least somewhat what I'm going into because we're into all this like cloak and dagger shit now, which I probably shouldn't say out loud because fucking new guys on the shit. So
You definitely
anyway,
heard that.
I think they got like good food or like a bar or something. Hope they do.
We'll see. We won't know until we get there. I haven't been in that area in a couple years, so
Oh, you're from around here.
technically not, but it's by Erebus.
Well, that sucks for you.
Yeah.
So where's Gal? Where's Galloway?
I think for this, I think Galloway is in the medical office, like where he's stationed to work. But I think before getting to our next like assignment, he's still trying to look up anything else he can research about the what was the thing it was called?
N1?
Yeah, the
N3.
the N3 and the UN-1, which we gave it a name, didn't we? The unknown substance.
There's
No, you just
the
found out it was
inhibitors.
it was an inhibitor.
Yeah.
Right, the inhibitor. The
It's a
inhibitor and the N3.
suppressive. One is suppressing one. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically just in the medical office, like on his own like private like computer pad, trying to do further research, trying to find any other anomalies, any other patterns, any other things he can connect it to figure out
Okay.
how to. I mean, I know you said it wasn't like a full blown interlude, so
Yeah.
but I just like for the sake of like
How he's spending his time.
yeah, he's
Color.
spending his time trying to make sure that Eden does not get like fucking.
We'll make a medical. Make a
Is that on
the
intelligence medicine test.
Yeah, we're just sitting at the table, and then it's not very nice anymore.
Intelligence medicine.
Don't want to go
Don't you
all
get to
John
reroll
Hurt
certain
up here.
things, or is it
Ones.
only once?
It's only
Okay.
ones.
Yeah.
So it was a real low baller there.
I wasn't sure.
The lowest possible ball. 2, 4, 6. And it's still a 13. And I get 3. Nope, you're not here, so 2 stunt points if it succeeds.
Okay. Well, it does succeed.
Ooh.
So you're not going to be able to actually do anything with this information, but I will give you a small amount of information.
Okie dokie, I like that.
Do you want to use the stunt points?
Sure, I'll spend it on an intuition.
Okay. So intuition is a quick bit of extra information. Yeah.
Find the
Useful information fact about the object of your test. So you haven't figured out how to duplicate the inhibitor drug yet. And you know Eden doesn't have any in her.
Okay, so Eden doesn't have the inhibitor drug, which was the UN. She only has the N3.
Yes,
Okay.
which is the concerning compound.
Right.
But the N3 has remained stable.
Still at the like 0.1%.
Mm-hmm.
Galloway is he's kind of just like trying to he's trying to like mellow himself out, but like there's an underlying level of like tension like in his like shoulders that isn't normally there. There's like a bit of just like unease, but still just trying to get to doing his work and looking over, smiling at the plants as they've been freshly watered, and then returning to the shoulders rising up out of stress a little bit as he's looking at this.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. Where's Eden?
On the note of keeping calm and not stressing the fuck out, Eden's surveying the armory, making sure everything's in working order, but she's also shopping herself mentally, looking for something that she could add to her kit in the heavy weapons department.
Heavy weapons as in like melee?
Yeah. Sledgehammer, electro hammer, Reinhardt's hammer. You know,
Hammer. You know, just whatever hammer you got.
Giant wrench.
I realized, you know, a man chooses, and this one would need to put it on a sheet if I wanted to use it. But you said we have an armory. I was curious if there was anything in there.
You could probably cobble something together. This is going to be a quick maker check.
Oh, in fact, that's right. Haha, I have that.
Now, this isn't going to be a permanent item. You would have to do it as an interval action to really make a character item.
Okay.
You would have to spend that. But for the next away, you can make this roll to try it. So this is going to be I believe it's an engineering test.
Gonna duct tape some scissors together?
Yeah. So intelligence and intelligence engineering.
So does the maker add anything to the roll?
Let me double check. Do you have the page number for maker?
55.
That's helpful.
Have you used the Miko ability?
No, that's exactly why I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, it just allows you. You have it at novice.
Yeah.
It allows you to use those functions to literally make any item with the appropriate tools and access to workshop. So
Okay.
on the ship, you have that.
Cool.
Like I said, because this is a non-interval, it's just an off test.
14.
Okay. Yeah. Just double check my difficulty numbers change between systems, so I want to make sure I'm looking at the right, because
You've had some system shock too.
let me see here. Double check my. Oh, it's just right there. Cool. All right. Yeah. You know you're able to make a. You said hammer. So you put your mind to work with the available tools in front of you. And you take a gear shaft. No, a hydraulic piston spare from one of the from the mecha bay. You get a nice big old hunk of printing material, raw printing material. You laser cut the back out of it.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those she's in her happy place days.
And because she cut the back out of it, it leaves the perfect spot for one of the attitude thrusters from the Apex Bay that she installs into the back. She can't figure out how to make it fire more than once.
Oh, okay.
But it is. Let me pull up the gear section quick for heavy weapons.
Somebody just walking by. The hell are you doing? Making a boom hammer. Oh, okay.
That's the best name I got for it right now.
Boom hammer.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, the captain said no killing, but I mean, this isn't gonna kill anyone, right?
No, it's blunt. It's blunt.
It's blunt. It's
not
the
edged. It's a
main.
blunt
You've
weapon.
never seen anyone crush an
Alright,
hammer.
Oh
so-
no, I know
So
it's
this
gonna kill
is-
someone. I'm being sarcastic.
So this is a 2d6 plus strength hammer
Hell yeah.
with one charge of 3d6 by activating the attitude thruster.
Wait, does that damage replace its normal damage, or is that in addition?
For one round, it replaces the damage.
Okay,
Okay.
so with the my to hit would be fighting with the heavy weapons specialty, and then this is the damage. All right, cool.
Mhm.
I will damage.
When you use the what do you call it, the attitude thruster, is that what you called it?
Mhm.
When she uses the attitude thruster, does that make the whole hammer unusable, or is it just like still can use the hammer, but
What?
only one charge of the extra boom?
Yeah, it's still usable.
Okay.
That's why it's 2d6 normally, and one use of the 3d6.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was
get
gonna
where
be
you're coming
like
from, if, like break the hammer. Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't sure if it
Yeah.
was gonna be like such like a scrap hammer.
And
like,
now I throw
boom.
the entire thing as a ranged
Well,
weapon.
I was gonna get to I wasn't done yet. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's more things to add to it. When using the attitude thruster,
Mhm.
it has the fragile component to it.
So it breaks on the roll of
3 or less on the drama die. It breaks the weapon.
Guys, look! I strapped an engine to a stick. Are
Do
you
not
okay?
judge what brings me serotonin,
Whoa.
okay?
Okay.
We got
Oh! Holy shit!
Oh!
Hey guys!
I made a boom hammer!
You arrived just in time as our soldier engineer built fucking what's his face from Battle Angel, his hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, Ito. Dr.
Ito's
Ito's
hammer.
hammer.
Everyone
Yeah.
needs hobbies.
I was gonna mention Alita, but then I figured I shouldn't. But then you didn't. No, I'm happy.
That was a roller coaster of
I have the
joy.
VHS upstairs of the original OVA. I showed it to you last time.
No, that's true. That's true. You did.
Welcome, Gilded Troll Peoples.
I need more cybernetics. Fully ascend to our Alita goodness.
It doesn't go well for
You
her.
have power armor.
Are you ascending to the universe?
Yes.
I don't want to break your heart, but Jafaris is a bummer. Anyway,
No, just
anime.
double-
It happens.
But yeah, so generally, like, while technically she was actually cleaning the armory, making sure everything is taken apart, put together, everything working order, so that when we do leave, everything is ready for everybody. She like services anything that's been left there. So if you left your slither pistol and everything, it's all clean and in beautiful shape. But then she also was just like, I just like cranked up the music a little bit louder. Whether or not you could hear it in her comms, God forbid, she tends to forget. So you have a delight of mathcore across comms unless you yell at her for it. And that is how she spent her day.
Just looking at the security footage, looking over at my captain, looking at the security footage.
I'm looking at it and I'm
Low
just like,
speed.
Because Calamity literally knows every part that's being put onto this thing.
She's like delighted. Delighted by herself. Oblivious of cameras, just kind of like,
Well, it's gonna explode in her hands, but that's why I've got a camera everywhere I go.
it's part of the fun.
I'm no longer surprised by what you crew come up with. I'm just
Going
gonna.
on space Instagram so fast.
Space Instagram.
Spaceagram?
Spaceagram.
Spinstagram? I have nothing.
Spinstagram's different. It's very lonely there.
Wow. It's
Oh.
just cats and Afghans. All right.
Dome Planet. I'd love to be there.
Yeah.
So Shadowshell. You receive the drop point notification, the exiting FTL notification. That gets everybody prepared. And as the blue-red shift fades away from the exterior of the warp bubble that is around your ship, Shadowshell is on sensors. It is a... Damn it. It's a brutal planet. It's a bug planet was all that went through my fucking head just now. It is a bit of a craggy planet. You can see that there's no real lush life. It is very thin on atmosphere. There isn't much space between what you can see of the globe and its surface. Small. They don't look like they're moving from this distance, but small roaming dots are sparsed out amongst the surface, noticing the dome platforms. It's a deep red, almost brown, with large fissures cutting across the surface, areas of deep recess where oceans may have sat. You have maybe like 20 minutes at impulse thrusters before you arrive. And you know that you're receiving on Calamity and Ragnar's console, because Ragnar's console pretty much has every notification on it. You get the hail frequency. It starts beeping.
I'm gonna pull it up and slap it to the screen in front of me.
A Tetra Mining Consortium image pops up. It is the company logo. It looks like 4 diamonds being bisected on a diagonal by a drill. So a single diamond cut into 4 diamonds and a drill coming in the upper right-hand corner.
Space heraldry.
New aircraft, please identify. Or new spacecraft, please identify.
This is the AIS, the chain, responding to reports regarding unknown attackers on the domes. We are here to investigate.
Arbiters? Well, that's great. Why don't you come down and we'll set you up at the dock.
Fucking hell.
Uh,
Sounds about right.
I'm sending in your clear right now.
All right, thank you. We'll be down shortly.
And your line and go.
Here's your landing code.
Cross game NPC.
No, it's
The voice.
It's Jekyll. Something.
Oh, I've
Can
only
you
encountered
get
him
this?
once.
Oh boy. You think everyone on the planet sounds like that?
Space Bama.
oh, Jesus Christ, no.
We just watched that episode of Farscape. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Welcome to Space Louisiana.
Oh God. No, thank you.
You just
You
watch.
do know that Zep hasn't been leaving his quarters often.
Oh Christ.
Oh my god.
Oh God, Captain, it's a planet full of zaps. I'm turning the ship about.
No.
Turning us around. Turning
Go
us
down.
around.
No, this is an order from your captain. Go down to the dome we were told to land at with the landing code. That's apparently what he said. We're gonna.
Universal
Doing our
translator, it said.
Doing our jobs.
Oh,
Doing our
don't-
jobs. And I'm immediately sending a message to Zep that just says help.
Is he our translator?
Requesting landing clearance. I've got us an opening in Bay 14. I'm just gonna. Is this thing loaded?
Do not shoot yourself.
Does not get you out of duty.
I'll bring you back to shoot you myself. Just
You never let me shoot myself. You won't let me shoot Zep. You won't let me shoot the Kaitoans. Never get
Like-
to shoot anybody.
okay, I promise by the time we leave you'll get to shoot something, even if it's the side of a fucking truck. Okay?
Hey.
Alright.
You fly down through, as I said, the thinnest of atmospheres. There's barely even any re-entry friction or turbulence.
Wow.
Getting a reading, you know that atmospherics-wise, it's the equivalent of being at the top of Everest. In the low, like, that's below sea level, quote-unquote.
So we would still probably want to bring the void suits.
Wearing a void suit
Yeah.
outside of a dome would be still...
Yeah.
But it's not immediate death if something happens. to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
is
not close your eyes and push out your lungs.
Yeah, there's enough atmosphere that you would be able to breathe, labored breathing, but you would be able to breathe. And it's got enough of a mix that it would still oxygenate blood. And it is a nitrogen-based atmosphere. It's just a little bit higher on the CO2 than normal.
I think the scientific term for that is that it's a mega bummer.
I don't know why I
Super
expected
scientific.
you to give me the actual scientific nerd answer, but for a moment I was like, what is it?
I was hopeful.
Hmm.
And then I remembered who was speaking.
Oh, honey. Oh, my sweet summer child.
Didn't know if it was Fox or Calamity in the moment, okay?
If you're saying this to Ragna, Ragna's just nodding knowingly. Do we know when the next pulses from Erebus are going to be and how it will affect the Atmo?
Ooh, good question.
The pulses at this range are not felt persistently.
Okay.
They're more felt persistently. It's more of a gentle. If as much as a binary pulsar's radiation bursts can be gentle, it's not felt like a hit. It's more of a
You know what's happening, but it's not like
yeah.
It's like,
it
like a
doesn't
gentle wave that kind of crests every so often.
yeah, it doesn't fluctuate that hard.
Okay.
There are points that are considered danger times when being outside of the domes is extremely dissuaded against, but it's not immediately lethal either. Like I said, the only things that can survive here are extremophiles because it's persistent waves of radiation that anything trying to flourish here isn't going to make it.
None of
unless
us
it's an
wanted to be
extremophile.
parents anyway, so.
But surviving for a short period of time on the planet, unshielded, is not unthinkable. It's just you're not going to flourish. It's going to be the hardest existence you could ever imagine.
Says you. Ragna wants kids?
The vertical docking ports that allow you to extend a umbilical across are arrayed in circles around the domes. It's almost like they have little holsters attached to the side of these giant dome platforms that stand up off the surface.
Now, are they moving on the surface? Are they floating, or is it more of a giant leg crab walk situation?
It looks like the platforms have large, just 3 segmented stilts that
I
come
hate it.
off the outside and go down, and have a single vertical shaft that goes down from the center
For mining
of the
purposes.
dome.
Possibly.
Around the exterior of these, now to give you an idea of size, your ship ain't that big compared to these domes. There's a small city within the dome.
It's like that anime we watched. And then aborted.
Yes. Crap.
It's like something out
Sorry.
of one of your Japanese animes.
No, it was it's
Bored
sort
because of the radiation.
No, it was aborted because of the 3D.
They did too much 3D CG
Yeah.
shit, and it even in terms of like, was it done? No, it just was.
It was living on these giant like dome thing that also was a robot, but also
It's like Destiny or some shit like that.
Decadence?
Decadence?
someone's saying
Decadence,
in chat?
yes.
Yes, Decadence. That's what we were thinking of. Thank you, Ben.
Was that on
Um,
Netflix?
No, it was on Amazon,
Okay.
I think.
Amazon. Okay.
But
Don't
yes,
understand.
Decadence. So yeah, that size
Okay.
of chip. Oh, it's on Netflix. Cool. There you go.
Okay, I think I saw that piece of shit, and yeah, we did the same thing.
Wow.
Bounced after the first episode, like, nope.
We like the puppy amoeba.
Yeah, the giant fist also was like, no,
Really?
really, its big weapon is a big old metal
Is
fist.
he getting fisted? All right.
Height of technology here.
Yeah.
So it's
They're
that
massive.
size. It's massive. Your ship is a small little, is the size of a pistol compared to the person size
Got it. Okay.
structure that is this dome drilling platform. And like I said, there's little holsters almost that your ship descends down into and clamps and pulls it in, clamping it to the side vertically so that your ship can your decks are aligned to the gravity.
To align my deck.
Yes. Align your deck.
Say that 3 times fast. Fine.
That.
Okay.
Docking and prepping of the umbilical goes smooth as all hell. And you get another comm message.
I hold my finger to my lips and look at Calamity, and then I pull it up on the big screen.
You see somebody who looks like they're... You don't know if they have red skin with the occasional pale, like, highlight, or they are pale and covered in red dust. It's so fine. But where the eyes are, completely pale. Goggles rest on its head. They look to be maybe middle-aged, but through all the dust, it's either way, young, old, identity, just
Weathered.
you see weathered dust and a suit. A like mining suit, like a void suit, but a little bit tougher and made from a little bit thicker materials. Some plates are actually in at the elbows and at the shoulders. A heavier neck collar as well. And they look to the screen. I would like to be the first one to welcome you to our beautiful dome. I am the mayor. I would be calling from my office right now, but there was a little bit of a thing down in the old processing, so I had to come down here and check it out myself. I will meet you at these coordinates in the city. Sends you a little a burst of a location that you can find on the map, as well as a map of the platform itself.
I pull it to my comms and then send it out to everybody. But what would your name be?
Oh, my name?
Yeah.
Jago.
Jackal.
He's
All
the
right.
mayor.
My name is Ragna. Nice to meet you. We'll see you at those coordinates and as fast as we can get there.
Thank you very much, Abada. I will see you soon. Beep. Yeah.
I'm so happy I drew on angry eyebrows or furrowed skin folds because I'm so happy.
I'm sorry, did he say his name was Jackoff?
Jekyll.
Jackal. Jekyll. Jackal.
Yeah. I'm going to ping the rest of them to get them ready at the airlock, and we'll get our void suits on
Okay.
and any sort of we'll take our weapons. We're here for
Official arbiter.
attacking for investigating an attack on
Happy
the dome.
hunting.
So
Yeah.
us not having weapons might be considered strange.
You also get the vibe that open carry might be chill around here.
Yeah. There's the people that walk around with like lead pipes and crowbars. They'll be fine.
All right.
Made me really want to go Bo. Fuck you.
Oh. Eden's probably already suiting up because she was down towards the areas anyway, so she'll be the first waiting for you.
Hook onto one of the ladders and just slide down.
As you're sliding down, Zep's about to grab the ladder and just pulls his hand back as you slide
I
past.
stop in that moment and I just look over. You from around here?
You. I see you've made contact.
Yeah, with Mayor Jekyll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad you're on the ship and I know how to understand him. I will say that 100% thank you.
I have done everything I can to make sure that I do not sound like that.
You're not nearly as bad in any way, shape, or form, but thank
someone
you.
around here? Clank, 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 clank. That
Are you just
explains a
gonna
lot.
land on top of my head? Like,
Yeah, it's like do, like right, like uncomfortably like shoved into the space with the two of you. Yeah, wow, that explains a lot about you, actually. Huh?
you shut up. As I look up at Calamity's ass.
My family did me a great service getting off of this hunk of rock.
God,
Well,
I'll
I will
say.
say you don't have to leave the ship if you don't want to.
I'm going to take you up on that offer. I have a few
What, are
things I
you
want-
kidding? How long has it been since you've been home? Come on. Come on.
I've lost count.
See, all the more reason you should definitely come home and hang out with these wonderful people. And I am so waiting for you to start falling into the local accent. This is going to be the best.
His physical demeanor is a little bit tighter than you normally experience, and he kind of looks Calamity dead on. There's no way that you are going to get me off of this ship while we are on this planet.
All right. Oh, bring it back souvenir. Captain, I can't go. Hang on.
I
let me just
scooch
get
to the I literally I stop off and I get off at the platform where Zep is and I just let Calamity go past.
Okay.
As you're going down, like you're gonna see Galloway making his way out from the med bay toward the central ladder corridor to head down to the airlocks. It's like, so, did he?
You are
give-
not going to believe what this planet is like. It's full of like weird yokels. This is great. Zep's from here. We got to get him something. Help me find something for him.
You didn't ask. You didn't ask him like what what he like did he have any suggestions of places or things
Oh.
to do?
He super fucking doesn't want to be here.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Kinda
call
hates
down
it.
the ladder. You called a truce as we're going.
Oh. A bold
Uh,
reminder.
Hey, Calamity.
Hmm.
I'll help you look, because I didn't make a truce.
Okay. Weird.
Okay.
I look over at Zep. Your orders are to stay here, keep an eye on the ship, and bring it over to us if we need you.
I can do that. But what I will say to you is that keep your head on a swivel and try not to do anything too how should I put this? Try not to do anything too non-dominion. If you catch my meaning.
Oh.
Yeah, keep an eye on the knife here. As he goes over to the ladder and starts climbing up.
Oh no.
Got it.
Space racists.
Spacists!
Space
Damn it. Too slow on the draw.
Alright, well, gives me a good idea of what we're going into. This is gonna be great as I get back on the ladder and continue sliding down. Because you said it's low G, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's low G, you don't need your braces
Cool.
for this one.
Oh,
Cool.
one of these days we're gonna get it to a nice planet with proper gravity.
Seriously. This nonsense. Boing.
As
It's
I
fun, but
come
it's
down and
fun.
I'm just like, God, gravity.
Is Galloway making his way down there too?
Oh yeah, like after
Yeah.
Calamity
He's
went
right
down,
behind me.
he slid on down too.
On make a I'll have Calamity.
Alright.
Calamity needs to make a quick check here.
Oh boy.
Alright.
Needs to make a
Love to roll.
perception seeing test.
Oh.
Perception seeing test. Okay. He'll mark one eyeball out. Yeah. Ooh. That's 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 2 is 16.
Oh, all right. As Calamity
I got
goes,
stump points, but
yeah. As Calamity goes to put on her void suit, get ready. You notice that on the inside collar, there's a small, like a little box.
That's weird.
It's like
It's just
taped
like-
there with.
Oh
with-
yeah.
with-
The moment I see it, like I don't even really think about like that's weird. Rip, rip it out and like take a look at it.
it says in case you get hungry on it.
I shake it.
You get a little bit of a soft clunk.
I open it.
It's one of the candy bars that Iso makes. But you know when she makes them, she only makes one for everybody. So and on the inside it says sweets. On the inside lid.
Which I notice as I'm putting it in my mouth. Nice.
Just it's the Alexia looking around the corner with like the blue color with the vertical stripes.
No.
Just the
Yeah, no, I just text a little like the chocolate emoji, thumbs up emoji.
Oh my god, you're oblivious. Oh. that character in the sim.
Hey, Eden, I got chocolate.
Fuck, wait, do we all have chocolate?
Oh, check your suit.
I can't find the box in mine.
Oh my god, you're so dumb, Ragna says as she's pulling on her suit and just heading towards the door.
I may be dumb, but I got chocolate.
I think she's winning.
Just chocolate.
Yes! Stop and put it away!
Really good.
Do you get it on your forehead?
Oh.
Fuck IT grad.
All right. Rest of you putting your suits on. You know it's an umbilical, so this is more wearing your suits just in case you have to go outside to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
The second the exterior airlock opens, you are blasted with what feels like a low, persistent hair dryer feeling.
Oh, dry heat.
Yeah,
That's not good.
real dry.
That's not good for your hair.
Like you can feel you can feel the mucus in your nostrils literally like
Oh.
cracking as just all the moisture in your vicinity just is sucked away by the atmosphere.
Why is this the most unsettling thing you've described to us in this sci-fi horror game?
No, I think Eden probably likes it.
Dry snotboogers?
Dry heat. Like, think about it. You're not sweating really. You're just kind of like dry.
Miserable and sweating. Like, I mean, have you been to Arizona? It's awful there.
I personally would be buck naked in a snowbank. I think you might find it enjoyable.
Okay, fair.
All
I'm
right.
used to ship atmosphere, so this is this is weird.
It's too warm.
God, this planet sucks.
Where's that?
You can see down the umbilical that the dome exterior door has been opened for you as well. And on the other side, it has like a red haze to the interior. And as you're breathing, you almost feel like you just
Oh,
like there's a dusty like
there's a grain
there's
somehow
a
in your
grit.
teeth.
Mm.
Yeah, without even having anything in your mouth,
Something.
there seems to
Sorry.
be dust. There's a grit-like sensation between your teeth, and just you're fairly sure that if you ran a finger across your face, that you would get a small bit of it on your fingertip.
I pulled up my comms as we're walking towards the coordinates, and it's just I already hate this set to Zep.
This is the only response you get is told you, I'm glad I'm not you.
You might one day, buddy. I say out loud as we're going.
Crossing the threshold of the exterior airlock of the dome, you find yourself in a you've seen hangar bay entrances before. The umbilical that you have, you notice that there is a adapter door. So basically there's different sized doors depending on what size
Pathway you
umbilical is being attached. So there's a large space for what you would seeing like large machinery maybe would be brought in, or large deliveries of some kind, or shipments going out. So the hangar area is actually rather large compared to the size of your ship as you came in. There's some there's just sparse shelving on the opposite side, and you can see that beyond it it feels more like a box missing one side than it does a hangar room. You can see where a where a door would descend. Like you can see the lip of a vertical door that drops. But it's pretty much the far wall is just open to, it looks like a mound of buildings leading up towards the center. You can see small one-story buildings kind of around you, but just beyond those one-story buildings, you can see the height of them gets higher and higher as the dome gets taller and taller, allowing for space to build. There is a small city within this massive dome. Very utilitarian. Every building kind of looks the same. Prefab buildings are part of this construction, as everything seems to be stamped with the small logo in like the upper right hand portion, like the very upper right hand corner of every piece of architecture. It's like if it was printed by the company, it's got this little like watermark stamp on the piece. And you're noticing this thing everywhere, and it's those the 4 diamonds arrayed into a larger diamond with what looks like a drill coming through the upper right hand corner. On your map, you can tell that you were given that it's built. It is a circular street, so there's like ring streets as well as radials coming out. Everything, it's built on a giant wheel and axis kind of construction. This was a engineering project turned city, it seems. Further in, as you see the buildings get taller, you can start to see that some of the buildings, what you thought were buildings, through this red haze that's kind of in the air. Some of them aren't buildings. They look like factory, or they might be processing machinery in and of themselves. I don't know if anybody's ever driven past like grain transfer kind of locations, and you know, we got to fill up the silos, so we have the giant fuck all conveyor belt that goes up 5 to 10 stories. Like, you got those things dot.
My favorite are the ones that go up and then go down into 5 or 6 different silos, like the big one.
So as you look up, you can see that these large crane-like or giant conveyor-like structures just dot the skyline. And all of it with this just red, gritty haze that, as you get further in and you look at each other, you're starting to notice it's like on your eyelashes.
Hey, Skipper?
Mascara for next
It's giving you
episode.
free red mascara.
Is the dome like see-through, or is it like metal hull essentially?
The dome is a semi-transparent plasteel, from what you can see.
I assume having some kind of polarizing element to it, otherwise you would bake.
Well, that's why it's semi-transparent. It's without an atmosphere. The star that this planet orbits, it would roast everyone real quick. That's the other element of the planet. Its days are scorchingly hot, and its nights are incredibly cold.
Is it too late to still get court-martialed?
This is what you see walking in.
So, where did they want us to meet them?
At the coordinates I sent you.
Yeah, it's the mayor guy or whatever his name was.
I haven't been here, so I don't know where this is.
That's why I'm following the map.
Looks like it might be some kind of administration building, because it's a small circle courtyard chunk out of one of the ring streets.
Hey, do you think we're gonna have to fight to the death as a greeting again?
I really
Jib's not doing
hope
the
not.
fighting to the death this time.
I do not want to do that ever again.
Well, you don't have to, because, like, I'm here. and
I
I'll
will
fight
arm wrestle you
honor.
for the opportunity.
Yeah, we'll
you
do-
know
we'll
what?
do- we'll do
Next time we go to a Kaitoan planet, you guys can both. I'm sure they wouldn't be mad with 2 fighters.
Well, did Zep
Ah.
mention any weird cultural nonsense I have to worry about stepping on?
Yeah, this one.
Wait,
What?
what?
Tell ones.
I'm not into
what-
They're
Stepping
very no. You're not. That's not what I meant. They are
Clarity,
very keep a DL on anything non-Dominion.
Oh.
I mean, I don't see the issue.
They're racist.
Wait, so is it okay that I'm Milesian but not Dominion?
Wait, you never served
Fuck no.
at all?
you kidding me? No. God no.
Oh, I just kind of assumed.
So we'll.
No.
You know that Milesian and Dominion are kind of almost synonymous.
Okay.
You can't vote!
How would I vote?
You
What
can't.
would I vote? Yeah, I can't. Tell me what I can't do. I can do anything I want. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm Calamity Rome.
Yeah, but service ensures citizenship.
I don't need your citizenship. I got a robot.
Eden honestly looks aghast and confused, but
I thought we had covered this. Anyway, we got to keep an eye on our good friend here. I just like slap my arm around Galloway.
Oh well. I mean, wouldn't we have to keep? I mean, no one needs to keep an eye on you, but I mean, in the same proverbial sense, an eye on us, since.
well, you served in the Dominion, Ragnar.
I served in the military. Yeah.
Maybe.
Ranthod have a good relationship with the Dominion.
They do, don't they?
It's the Kaitoans and the Tuatha that they kind of rub wrong.
That further explains why they jumped to certain conclusions about their current conundrum.
Right. Well, I mean, okay, so I just need to.
Pull your hair down and cover your ears and walk real close like to us.
Yeah, or I'll just punch in the stomach anybody who comes up and talks mess.
Please do not start issues.
I'm finishing issues. That's very different.
Calamity, do you think that I would look more Dominion if I didn't have my facial hair? Would that help?
It's really cute how like I feel like you're trying to mess with me with this like weird callback, but in fact I'm invulnerable and your joke doesn't work. So anyway, we should make sure you don't die.
Does anyone seem to be looking at our group as we're making our way through the streets?
Make,
Like, how do they receive us?
Yeah, make seeing perception tests.
I get to re-roll these.
Thank God, because my ass can't see.
Oh shit! I don't need to up the churn.
Yeah,
Actually,
bitch!
I'm sorry, it's not seeing, it's intuition. But
Either way, up the
That
churn.
one.
I will die too.
I have 6 stunt points, and I rolled very
Thanks to you, I have 6.
Fortuitously?
I rolled 666. So
I rolled 665.
Yes! I want those horns in chat, that's on brand.
Yeah.
if it's not perception seeing, then it's only a 20,
Oh, only a 20!
and I have stunt point.
18 instant points.
8.
and
8.
8. Okay, so the two of you. Let's see here. What would you like to use your stunt points on?
And intuition.
Okay.
If I want to do something else, that's...
I don't know if there's much you can garner more.
Yeah, I mean, we're
with
kind of just looking out for like the people around. So if that's like about it, then I'm not gonna push the subject.
Who is that?
Yes.
Arashi.
Thanks, Arashi.
Alright.
Oh, pad my. Oh, yay! Fate points go up.
Bring it.
The fatal points. All right. The two of you notice that you're getting looks. Calamity and Eden are too busy arguing about who gets to fight to the death if a trial by combat is involved in introductions. Ragna and Galloway, once it's been pointed out to him, do notice that people kind of walking about. There are pickup truck-like vehicles driving around. Mostly half tracks though, so front wheel with like treads in the back. Those they kind of like slow down a little bit when they're driving past you guys. You notice they're kind of looking out. Everybody seems to be wearing goggles. And you do notice quite a few people that have either cloth coverings up to their nose, or they have some kind of like close to the flesh respirators that they have covering.
No. COVID's here too.
Oh no! Ow.
But even with these eye coverings and face coverings, you know when somebody is turning their head and tilting their head a certain way that you're getting eyed. You notice that most of them are looking at Galloway. Your aha is that you don't think it's like, ooh, look who's here, kind of.
Get the Jello mold.
That'd be a very optimistic world.
Visitors.
Yeah, the still suits don't protect you from side eye. Remember, they collect all that water and all that salt.
We shall know our jokes as they're born to them.
What was I gonna say? I can't remember the name of it. Fucking hell.
It's okay.
Subnautica.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you notice that there are a lot of them, and you're definitely noticing there's a distinct lack of Brandfod presence as well. You at least see one or two, but pretty much everybody else is of Milesian stature. And your intuition, your little your stunt, you notice, upsettingly, that there is a picture, there's like a warning poster posted up on a building nearby that kind of draws your eye. You'd have to get closer to read it if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm gonna get closer.
Is this still on the way to our location?
Well, if it's nearby, I can just walk over and see it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna...
Yeah, I'm starting to get a...
So Eden and
Stay
Calamity
close
are
to
almost
us.
pressing their foreheads together.
Like arm wrestle me while we walk. Like just let's get an idea.
I'm imagining
Why are you
just the...
It might be a robot thing.
Yes.
like the eye zaps going towards each other.
I'm a better pilot than you are.
I hope you can pilot your body well, because it's gonna be your arm
I
wrestling.
feel like people that wouldn't know better, it's like, oh, they're holding hands. Some special walk they do.
I wouldn't stand a chance, honestly.
I'm just gonna
Like,
say, Galloway, stick close to those two.
Was it a Dragon Ball gag where two people were like head to head and they were just running in the same direction?
I've seen that in a few different things.
It's also was in Pokemon first
It
movie.
was in the
Like,
Pokemon
yeah.
first
That was in
movie.
Pokemon,
With the Pikachu on vacation thing in the beginning where they were stuck together, Raichu and Pikachu's fate. Sorry.
Never
Don't worry, I
apologize
saw
for
that in
Pokemon.
theaters.
Same.
Took my brother to see it.
And on VHS.
I did also have it on VHS. I watched that fucking Pikachu's vacation thing over and over
Those shorts
again.
are so good.
Okay.
what's on the poster?
Yeah,
sure it's good.
I told Gallo to stay near the two Milesians even though they're fighting, and I'm gonna walk over
the most
real quick
Milesian
to
thing
take
I
a
can
look
do.
at 'em. Exactly.
You can kind of guide them in their just slow walk, but
Hey,
argument.
hit.
As you get to the poster, you notice that it's a things to look out for poster.
Oh no.
And it starts describing Kaitoan physiology quirks. The fact that their hand is arrayed, what was it, in even. Their fingers are arrayed in an even way, so the pinky and the thumb are actually equidistant
Holy
across the
shit.
palm. That they'll walk with a straighter gait because they don't want to bend their switched up knees.
Hmm.
And the most disturbing part is at the bottom. It says make any reports to the Shadow Shoal Politburo immediately.
Hmm.
And it's got a rather... None of you are Kaitoan, but you're fairly sure it's an insensitive caricature of a Kaitoan. It's got... Like, you know their mouths don't do this, but it's got like that like hydralisk open-jawed kind of spread.
Like a titillized version.
Yeah.
Predator-esque.
It's insect-like features are exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
And you also notice that it's like clutching the back of a shirt of a Milesian that's like knocked out on the ground. And
Cool
it's got like that
propaganda.
1950s monster stealing somebody movie poster look.
That kid's gonna get fucked up by that. Wait, what am I looking at? Captain, that's what racist in that thing I did in the galley.
Yes, it is more racist than that.
What happened in... Mind.
Well, we already know that they're racist to begin with. This just sort of solidifies it.
I can see why Zep was very uncomfortable about this place for...
The air is enough for me to know why Zep was uncomfortable about this place. Let's just get this over with and get our report in. Let's just go meet up at the coordinates.
Traveling through the city, you continue to see that people are very well aware you're not red enough. Pretty much everybody you see has a thin film of red dust on them.
Ew.
From your perception test you made before, you also notice that there air conditioning ducts are heavily noticeable on pretty much every single building. They all have large atmospherics units attached to the tops of them. And even in the right light, you can see the haze of the moving air being
Holy
pumped
fuck.
out.
Keeping those vents operational would be a monumental task. We had to clean out the pigment powders out of our vents regularly at Pearl, and otherwise it's toxic, right? Keeping this place completely, like, breathable is the engineering feat on its own.
One presumes they've got a lot of like automation in some capacity. They're like little drones that have to get in there constantly running through,
Do you
scraping
think
that crap out of
They
there.
have two little...
Following one of the ring streets, you find yourself coming to a large arch spanning... Now, these are like the difference between avenues and streets in New York City. The avenues are enormous, wide, and take up most of the space. Streets are the little interconnecting parts. Across this avenue is a large arch.
Okay.
Cresting atop that arch is a looks like somebody in a mining uniform. In one hand is a wrench, and the other hand above its head is holding a drill.
Holy fuck, we're in Beholder. I'm uncomfortable.
The symbol is a large emblem embossed at the feet. of this statue. And inside, it's a rather large, open rotunda. And you see, for the first time, something that you had not seen, you had not expected to see since you showed up. There's a flowing, clear fountain.
Holy shit.
But because there's so much dust in the air, you notice that the pool at the bottom is kind of red, but towards the top, it is clear water. So there's almost this ombre as the water collects dust from the air and collects at the bottom. You haven't seen running water anywhere else.
I very rarely ever see it.
Yeah. At the top of that fountain, the water spraying up around, is another large emblem of the Tetra symbol.
This is why I hate company towns.
As you just get into the courtyard, looking around, you hear a low. You hear sounds like music over a loudspeaker. Starts off with like drums, and then a very thick chorus starts coming in. You don't recognize it completely. It's very hard to make out because it's such a deep set voice in the chorus. But you also notice that everybody who's been walking around stops and turns to the nearest Tetra symbol and puts a fist over their sternum.
Holy fuck, it's Baldwin.
It's a cult.
Yep, this is a cool.
This is why I hate company towns.
Galloway's just gonna slowly start putting like his arm up to like his. Said I'm supposed to fit in.
Not that much.
Okay.
We're not here because of. We're not here because we're Tetra. We're here because we're arbiters. So.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know the culture enough. I don't know if it's like a polite thing to do, or okay.
They hate you, and they will take it as mocking and probably cut your arm off. I wouldn't do it if I was you.
I'll take your warning, and I'll take your stern look of disapproval, and just.
I physically put your arm down from your chest. I reached over and grabbed it, noticing out of my peripheral, and was just like, no, mm-mm. And I'm gonna look around for Jekyll.
There are large buildings that surround this rotunda, each one with a grand door, doubled, and you notice that they're actually not that. There's something about them. They have this sheen to them. And it's almost like the dust isn't clinging to the doors. It's all made of this strange, almost blue metal. There is a blue quality to it. And you see that the location indicator is pointing you to an address on the inner face of the rotunda. So like the building is pointing toward the doors are pointing towards the outer rim of the dome, and the building extends towards the core.
After checking my comms for that, while everyone is still stopped with the music, I'm going to continue moving forward towards that building. That's
causing some eyes to kind of push towards you. As you can see there, those with the cloth coverings, you can see the cloth moving underneath as though they're
singing.
It's moving in rhythm to the music. It only lasts maybe like 30-40 seconds. Like it's the radio cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it plays through, and then everybody kind of gets back to what they were doing.
As we're walking, I just sort of very quietly, while I'm keeping an eye on these fuckos, I'm just also sort of tapping out on my hand terminal, just sending a message over to Alexia, just, hey, let me know if you leave the ship.
Get a message back. Why, you want to meet up somewhere?
Oh, no.
Maybe later.
Racist aside, there's a date to have.
Okay, frowny face.
Oh.
I am literally just sending a message to Zep as we're walking. This is a racist goddamn cult. Like, from where we're going, just...
This
is uncomfortable.
You get the emoji of a saluting person and then somebody running. Like it's the salute and then like the sports track star emoji.
A very underutilized emoji.
I send back 2 more of the running emojis.
I just imagine him like in the pilot's chair, just like sitting there with like his hand just idly hovering over like the start engine button, ready to go at a moment's notice.
Did you kill anyone yet? Can we go?
Oh. You arrive at you said you started moving
Yes.
towards that the address.
Move towards the address and just I'm gonna take a look at the metal from scavenging. This is nothing I've come across, right?
Okay, make a. Well, I will allow an intellect, science, or engineering.
I don't need to have either of those focuses.
Mm,
Is this an open
the
test?
close-
No, you kind of need to have
Alright.
these for this one.
Then I can't make it.
Anybody
could
who
ask me
sees
about
them
it.
can make that test though.
if you want to...
I just wanted to
the
know if there's anything I
metals
would have
of-
come across.
I have engineering.
Intellect, it's of the door.
Oh, the door they were entering of the building. Okay.
Yeah, you get up to the door. This is science or engineering.
I only
16.
I got tech. It's not the same category, then no.
16?
I got a 14.
Calamity and Eden both look at it and notice that you've never seen this type of metal before. It's weird looking. It almost has a if you've ever seen Damascus steel, it has that kind of a patterning to it, and where
wow.
where it dimples, it's pale bone color. It was blue from far away, but as you get closer, you see that the raised portions are blue, but it has recesses where the Damascus style patterning is kind of almost like pale bone color.
You don't usually... Eden's kind of like idly looking at... You don't normally see this in circulation, but you think if someone was mining this place for so long, it would be used in something. Have you seen this anywhere?
I have no idea what I'm looking at.
I lick my thumb and rub it along the door.
You both used
Engineering.
engineering?
Uh-huh.
Okay, what was the totals again for
16.
16? And
14.
14, okay. On the 16, you know that this is actually... You hear the hum. The door... They're sending a negative charge through the door.
So
The
you make
dust,
so that it
repelling the-
doesn't...
the dust isn't settling on it
Hmm.
because of a repulsion effect.
That's
Should make underpants out of this stuff.
wait.
I mean...
Some people don't need any help.
I'm just saying it'd be easier to clean.
But, like, we've never...
Oh, right, gotcha.
Yeah. Wow, guys.
What the
So,
hell were y'all thinking about? Jesus.
but this isn't...
People being repelled from others' underpants?
Oh. This isn't in circulation, is something that's been used in the industry? That's the question, because, like, if this place has been mined for so many years...
That would require intuition or some kind of aha.
Well, if I burned 1 point of fortune, I would have had 6 stunt points.
Wait, did you roll? You rolled 6. Oh, you rolled 5 on the
Mhm.
drama die.
No, you would need to if you
'Cause
roll.
you're
No,
here.
you need to decide if you're going to get stunt points.
Oh, yeah, that's
ahead of
right,
time.
yeah.
You cannot
That's
cannot
right,
be
yeah.
like, yeah, but I want stunt points now that you've explained everything.
Yeah, yeah.
No, sorry.
Okay, so that would be normally
That's something a little bit beyond, like, what does this get used for? You know, it's not used for, like, hull plating or anything like that.
yeah.
A 1 on the fortune spending it will only change a dice to a 1.
Yeah. Alright, that's just odd and I'll have to deal with that.
You're not exactly sure what components it's used to make. But you know that it at least holds a charge.
Hmm.
Is it automated? Can I
Yes,
just
it is
walk
an
right in?
automated door. As you get close, it just the doors
Just pull.
slide outward. Automatic mall door style.
Alright.
As you walk in, there is a picture. There is not a picture. There is a large statue. In the center of a clean foyer. Make perception seeing tests.
9.
21.
13.
11.
Okay.
It's not a 6 on the stunt die, but I have 5 stunt die. Stunt
Stunt
points.
points. Do you want to use any of them?
Yeah, aha, intuition.
Okay. As you walk in, this large checkerboard floor tiled it to give you a modern, how we would understand it, almost Art Deco kind of vibe to the pillars lining the exterior. The large semicircular desk that is just in front of this statue. You go to say something to the rest of the crew, and you notice that they're not as dusty as they were before.
Please, you.
Like a gust of wind we missed or something.
You felt a little bit of a chill for a second. You felt like it was like somebody kind of brushed something against your face, but nothing else. As you go and you turn, you notice that there's like a little bit of a red mist behind you as you walked in that just kind of dissipates.
Oh, maybe the charge between the two doors, even though they open, still like resonate in that opening.
Maybe, that's convenient. I look over, I'm like, you guys are cleaner now.
You also notice that the temperature is about 20 degrees cooler in here.
Well, that's good.
Can I get
Fahrenheit degrees. So it went from like 90 blasting in the face to about 70. Although we're in the future, and the future is metric. I don't know metric off the top of my head.
What would
It means
that
it
be,
probably
Kelvin
went
or
from something
Celsius?
like 30 to 40. Probably was like in the high 30s, and it just dropped down to like 31-ish? No, 29-ish, I think.
That sounds about right.
I used to know more about Celsius. I've long since forgotten.
Yeah. The statue itself is a faceless individual.
And they're haunting the studio.
Go ahead. Gonna bother you until you do it.
I'm still listening. I just gotta do an engineering repair. Hold on.
The ship's falling apart. Give it a second.
Give it a second.
Repair crew on duty.
Why you wear pants? It was just my tit. Okay.
Dogmite, for all of your wood trees, use promo code BLG to save 10% off of your next order. Dogmite, we've got wood and so will you.
A faceless, androgynous body form in a mining suit holding in both hands, it looks like an ore catch
Like a
from
shoot?
from a mining from a drill.
I've played Empyrean. Yes. I know exactly what that would look like. It's like the... Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like a bag on the side of a mower, but for drills
Okay.
collecting ore.
Oh.
So it's an
Okay.
ore catch in one hand, and it's like pouring, and out of the ore catch is like tumbling rocks, but then the rocks become like coins.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's
God.
literally there's like a 3-person family just put their arms up catching the coins.
I turned the safety off on my gun.
Wow, the Kool-Aid's strong.
This statue, by the way, is made of the same metal as the door.
Ooh. We don't have tricorders. Is there any way to like get a reading on the our hand? I don't know what kind of sensors,
Scanners or something.
Scanners we
Yeah,
have.
you can have it on. I like how you called it a tricorder. Your hand terminal.
Yeah, like that's the equivalent. Like
you can do a scan. Yeah.
Yeah, just because there was so little, we couldn't even figure out what they were mining when we looked up this planet. Curiosity, I feel like I should absolutely get as much information as possible about it.
Go ahead if you want to make a scan. It would be that's a technology test, intelligence tech. If anybody
I just
wants
look
to
over
run-
and go, we could just ask them.
You want to talk to them?
Yes, actually, I have some shit to say.
Oh, okay.
I'm very personable.
Does an 18 succeed?
Yes.
Up
Up the churn.
No, it's a 5.
It's
What?
6 with me.
It's a 6 with you. So, I'll do the classic combo of the aha and intuition.
Okay. As you scan it, you notice that this metal, it has some properties that are like, you would love to have this alloy in anything. You would love to have whatever the hell this is in pretty much anything. From what you can tell, it has it is ductile, but it has a high hardness. It has a high conductivity rating. And from what you can tell, I mean, you can't get weight on it, but mass-wise, it looks like it might be light.
As Eden's like scrolling through the statistics coming through on the terminal, she's like, why the fuck isn't this in circulation? Why isn't this in every Dominion vessel? Look at this. Look at that.
Because of that, and I just point it where they turn into coins.
Yeah, but that means someone buys it, right? You don't get money for just harvesting. You have to sell it. Who buys it?
I mean,
Why don't we see it?
I mean, we know this place belongs to
The Tetra Exodal.
the Exodal Han, so maybe it's like kept.
What's the point of buying it if you're not going to use it? Where is it used? This is too
Good
fucking
question.
fantastic not to be employed in at least military grade stuff.
As you're looking,
She's kind of nerding out a little bit.
You hear
That
that?
might be a slight like energy of that.
as she nerds out real hard, you can hear footsteps and a rather large person in a mining suit from behind you. The large footsteps. Turning, you see this mining suit. They're almost like, if you didn't know this person was Malaysian, you would have guessed that they were a small Gigas.
Jesus.
Pulling off goggles putting him to the forehead, you see the face that greeted you on the call.
No, Jekyll. And I held my hand out.
Ragnar, that you?
Yep. I feel very short right next to him. Like,
Oh
literally
yeah,
just...
like almost direct. Maybe.
Oh, Crotchel. Oh, it's your Guild Wars character. No!
It doesn't help that I'm fairly short. Oh.
Yeah, this is like you're looking at maybe just below center of the sternum.
Ragnar's like 5 foot flat.
A tiny, tiny captain.
With boots on. He's
Fierce.
Hand
Get her
goes
some
out.
Stilts.
Massive hand shakes. Like we're talking somebody from the Armstrong family.
Yep.
Sized individual. And speaking of Armstrong family, seeing as his mouth was covered before, his mask's been pulled down, and there is a large fucking handlebar mustache.
I cannot handle this handlebar.
His hair is it's a shaved side but slicked back along the center. And he shakes your hand with his massive bear paw mitt of a hand. Welcome to our station.
Glad to be here. So shut up. So you've had some issues. We've received reports on just why the Arbiters were called.
Yeah, we have. It's been very concerning because occasionally when we make a stop to start with the mining, it can get rough.
How often does it occur?
Well, if you will follow me, I'll take you to my office and I will be able to play for you some of the footage that we've been able to acquire over the time.
All right. Let's see what we can figure out.
Please follow me.
Nice statue.
It is there. And he walks around and starts heading up towards the stairs. It is
everything I
a
need to
tiered lobby. A tiered foyer. So he actually walks past the front desk, up a double stair that arcs away to a balcony.
Jesus.
Follows you, takes you up the balcony, around the corner. The tile gives way to a kind of a blue carpet that kind of matches the
ore.
The ore. But it's got that, like, if you push your hand along the carpet, you'd see the white below. He takes you over to a lift, opens, takes his wrist, runs it in front of the control panel. The control panel changes its display, and he punches in a numeric sequence. Door opens, and it's a standard lift, from what you can tell. And you.
All right. I'm gonna get on the lift.
Ian waits till the rest of her crew's on, shuffles in alongside.
He kind of ducks his head a little bit to get in because
You don't have like a tradition of ritualized combat before any business dealings, do you, by any chance?
presses buttons on the inside, and the doors close, and the lift feels rather standard in its acceleration. No, that would not be the way we greet people who have arrived on our dome
Shame.
station.
I hate this planet so much.
If it's something that you really wish, I might be able to arrange something.
It's alright, the thrill is gone at this point.
I'd do it, but my heart wouldn't be into it.
Moments pass, you know?
It has to catch you by surprise.
So, where are you from? Is he just kind of like, the lift is taking a little bit longer than you thought?
Oh.
Make intuition tests. Perception, intuition.
Hey, it's
Oh.
going up to 20.
It's at
Hell
20.
yeah,
Yep.
turn that churn.
Oh, I mean, unless if a 14 succeeds.
Yes, it does.
Churn. Yeah. We just hit
Turn
20.
it up.
Excellent.
I'll
Turn
spend
it
it
up.
on high
Let
intuition.
me roll a die.
Something like being in the.
We're at 20?
We're at the 20.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Something like being in
Aw.
the slow elevator of this culty town with the mayor.
Aw.
What could go wrong here?
Amazing.
Power cuts out, lights go out, they come back on, one of us is dead.
Oh, I hated that movie.
There's an imposter among us.
Emergency.
Emergency meeting.
Calling a meeting.
Oh man, we should play.
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
That means a major effect.
Oh.
I get to pocket this, though.
Oh, that makes it worse.
It's not a good spot here,
All right, you don't want to play a
yeah.
devil?
but it's gonna happen.
It's got to percolate.
I quiver in anticipation.
Oh.
Oh, I got the perfect spot. Okay.
Patient.
Stop.
Say it! Alright. We get... You're going down.
Oh.
She goes down.
And you know you're going down many floors. There is no kind of exterior view for this lift. This is a closed lift. It's decently sized. Like, the 5 of you are not shoulder to shoulder, but you are in a closed space together. It still feels that way. If anything,
Standing room only still.
Ragna actually feels a little bit better about it, because you're in a machine. There's 4 walls. They're all metal. It actually feels almost homey. You know, it's like your bedroom growing up.
Wow.
You and your
Aw.
siblings just kind of. Good night.
Does the
Floats.
Does the force of the elevator going down like make it feel less like low gravity?
Well, there's still
Well-
gravity. The fact that I can feel us going down is an issue.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
It took me a minute. That's good.
Not far if you're thinking of. Anyway. So where you from?
I point in the general direction of Erebus.
Oh, what?
Well,
Obviously, but I was thinking more. I don't know if you had a planet where you hail from, or
Agora?
oh, you are Voidborn.
Yeah.
I should have guessed.
Is there a... We don't actually have planets written down for our home worlds? Probably... Oh, at least I
If
don't.
you wanted to, you can come up with one. I'm not gonna fight you on it.
I didn't know if there was, like, a central Milesian planet.
Usually, people consider themselves from the Dominion.
Okay.
Like, he's making awkward small talk.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
he's not grilling you for where. Like,
No, I was just curious for, like...
oh, if you want to work on it on a backstory
Okay,
thing,
I
if
was
it's
just
something you
curious
forgot,
what-
yeah, come up with something if you want. I'm not going to fight you
Okay,
on it.
I didn't
It's
know
a
if
big
there
enough
was-
sector that there are other planets.
Yeah.
There's enough room.
Okay.
He,
Yeah, just, a place called New Pelton. It's along the border of the Kaitoan Empire. It's way windward of here. Just a little down from Nuesia.
that
Ways away.
I think I've heard of that. You have run-ins with during the wars.
Oh, me? No, I'm not the, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I would be the fighter. Spend most of my time in Dominion service. So, yes. You said that we're looking at some kind of Peril Kaitoan in this too?
Those all the report that I'm getting. You'll see what I mean when I show you. I normally try and play down that kind of talk around here, but there's an element of that kind of still persists. You'll see what I mean.
Okay, good, because that was a test. I'm not actually from anywhere near that border. I'm from Pelka. It's weird. Anyway, pass with flying colors.
Why do I have a feeling that you're going to have a different planet name for every time?
I would expect nothing less.
I just wanted to know what he would do if I said I was, group near Kaitoa in space.
Yeah.
So he awkwardly just
Got my
kind of...
answer.
Look, now we know he's not as racist.
Uh-huh.
And where are you from?
All born and raised here.
Really? What exactly do you mine? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, I do mind.
Mine or mind?
Did
That's
disassociate.
pretty good. That's... I like you.
As I said, I think it would be best if we wait till we get to my office.
All right.
Last time we were in an elevator, through the neural link, actually, the group chat starts to get. Last time we were in an elevator and someone said, "Stop talking." Does anyone notice any kind of bugging?
Are you scanning or looking?
Probably scanning, but also into the group chat being like last time we were in an elevator and people didn't want to talk about things. Does anyone else notice one?
Galloway's kind of just been like shinked up into one of the corners, like trying to not make eye contact with
Aw.
Jekyll. But once you like bring that up in the chat, like he'll start like looking around the walls, the corners for anything suspicious.
All right, scene perception tests.
Oh, I thought you would have had technology. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
I
if
said I
you're
was scanning.
looking, okay, if you would prefer to be doing a scan,
Yeah, because you got tech too.
Yeah,
it would be science. It would be intellect tech.
Yeah.
I mean, if no one's looking at him, he can.
Government building.
do it
At the very
thing.
least, there's going to be
Does
like
17 succeed?
security.
Yeah.
Up the turn.
Hmm.
That was a great sound collectively. It
Sure.
needs to be on the
Sure.
soundtrack.
That
Got a
chart.
19.
Okay. There's a camera actually in the elevator with you, and it's behind one of those like hemisphere mirrors up in the corner.
Julie wanted to steal one of those so bad.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Who?
Jolene.
No,
Who?
it was a joke.
Oh.
Oh. No, now you hurt me. Thanks.
As your
Galloway like
as Ace.
Galloway enters into the neural chat like, oh, I got a camera up in the corner.
It's not a neural chat.
No,
it's a terminal chat.
The
I
group
have a
chat.
neural link, so
Oh,
I don't have
That
to
means
type.
neural means it's with your brain.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
He's
Like-
just
texting.
he's texting, not making eye contact or conversation with nobody right now. He's in the corner. Just trying to not.
As you're scanning and you see that there are some security surveillance devices inside the elevator, the lift stops, doors open, and there's an office. Not a hallway, not like it went to a room.
Oh.
Ooh, Blade Runner-y.
Kind of just, and we have arrived.
I waltz out like,
It's a pretty big office, but it's got that it's wide, much wider than it is tall. So the blade of the window at the very edge that looks out from the underside of the dome structure,
It's down the center.
Nice.
you can see the exterior,
hell
the
yeah.
surface of the planet, with a single desk and a single chair set at the very center of that window.
Maximum anime.
Also makes you think of Mass Effect.
Yeah,
Mm,
but, like,
yeah.
Just how shiny is the floor?
There is a stripe of that same carpet that you saw going up to the desk and a little bit out from the desk, as well as a few of the. There are small, less comfortable looking chairs, but of a similar style to the chair behind the desk. And then it's just jet black slate tiles
jeez.
out to the edges.
Fuck, stylish.
I walk over to the window and just point and go, man, could you imagine every day coming down to this view? I would pray for death.
That's one way of putting it. Everybody enters into the office.
Yes.
The lift door closes. He walks over and says, now I do have some information to share with you so that you might put your skills to work on the outside of our little situation. If I just direct your attention, and he walks over to the desk, presses two buttons, and a part of the wall slides away, and like a frickin' Murphy bed, a hollow projector table
Oh, man.
folds down and slides out a little bit.
Minimalist design.
This
He
guy's all
presses
dope.
he presses another button, and the morph wall windows behind him, like cascading, turning tiles, start flipping over to a shaded image of the exterior, bringing the light level down.
Oh my god.
And you see him reach over onto the desk. There's an antique pen array, like fountain pens, on the desk.
I like this guy. He's got taste.
You actually see him. You see him take one pen out, place it sideways, and then push another pen back. Oh, finally, that's dealt with. Okay, now I wish to inform you about why I brought you here. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Ah!
You watched Rag short circuit.
Yeah! Alright, it's break time!
Okay.
Indeed!
Yeah, we're-
There's a lot broken!
Let me explain to you why you're here.
Can you explain?
Spy!
That is an ugly word.
I am really
Intelligence
curious
operative.
why the I am really curious about the need to keep up appearances outside versus your office, but we can keep the questions until after you explain, I guess.
Well, yes. First, we do have a situation that does involve unidentified entities attacking our drilling platforms. My reason for this is a little bit more complicated, as you can understand. I work for the Arbiters as well. A compatriot, if you will.
And the reason you're a mayor on Shadow Shell?
This cover was devised so that I might... This place doesn't take kindly to people of outside influence, one might say. And a mayoral position on our stations is more of a... I don't have as much power as the corporate interest, one could say. I'm more of a... I make delegation. rather than decisions. But it does come with its perks.
It is a nice office.
You should have seen it before I got my hands on it. It was absolutely dreadful.
Wait. But if you're with Arbiters, then why didn't Central Command, like, give us a heads up we're supposed to be meeting a liaison here?
I can imagine Noan had his reasons.
Ah! That explains that. I knew that arbiters would be sent here, but knowing that Nuan sent you, well, that just makes things so much easier. Nuan is one of the few that actually know of my assignment here.
Yeah, isn't this a big cloak and dagger for space cops?
We technically have been doing a lot of cloak and dagger stuff. So
Not necessarily moral, considering the power you have over entire people, and they have no idea.
Our section of the arbiters is not well known, and that's for good reason.
Not saying this planet's not a pile of fucking stinking shit. I see the way they look at our medical officer, but
So I don't have to like worry about offending you then, right?
only the normal levels of offense, right?
Yeah, like,
Oh.
don't, like, pants him or something.
You yelled at, you pointed at him and called him a spy, and you always talk about my
He is a
bedside
spy.
manner.
He is actually.
Again,
That just
I do.
I didn't
prefer
say you were
intelligence
wrong. I'm just saying it was
officers.
rude. Come on,
Just stating
If you're
facts, and also,
continuing
look,
to
do as I
point-
say, not as I do.
if you guys are continuing to point at each other while you're talking, Ragnar just walk over and grab each of your index
Ah.
fingers
I don't know.
Ow,
and put them down.
Ah, that's assault. Oh,
I'm your captain.
I'll get you a bandage back on the ship.
don't patronize me.
If
I
we are quite
apologize.
done with that. Normally, one would say, well, you are aware of the 30 different departments of the Arbiters. I would be considered to be coming from the 31st.
What a randomly chosen number. Weird.
Yeah. Not at all correlative to the spy comment.
Or the fact that I chose this hoodie for a reason. Mm. Layer.
Yes.
Too hot in Texas for layers. All right.
Yes. Commissioner Nuan. Commissioner or Commander?
Commander.
Commander Nuan is one of the administrators of our department.
I can only imagine it has something to do with things arbiters aren't supposed to.
More that arbiters at large shouldn't be displaying on a regular basis.
Like the whole Nemedian thing.
That is one of our concerns.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were aware of that, but now I know, thanks.
He obviously knows. He's part of, like, the super secret intelligence operative branch that, like, we didn't even know our job even had, so... And plus he's buddy-buddy with your friend, so...
He actually
I say we just cut through the bullshit. Get the interesting part.
he gets up and walks over to a small drink cart and flips over 5 tumbler glasses. Pulls out a bottle of a rich amber liquid. Pulls the glass stopper off the top and pours out all 5. Replaces it, puts it down. Picking up 2 with one hand, 3 his fingers, gripping them, brings them over and holds them out to each of you. Each of you taking one, he has one for himself. Let me be the first one to formally welcome you to Department 31.
Wonderful.
Whew. I get a pay bump with that?
We will look into your accounts.
Sweet.
Does getting invited into Department 31 usually involve getting a suspension first?
You weren't invited, you were transferred.
Okay, makes sense.
We found out information we weren't supposed to know about, and they have no choice but to put us on it, I assume.
Department 31 is really comprised of those who found out many things and were deemed useful enough to continue knowing those things.
Wow, it's nice to find out things and not be charged to death for it. Refreshing this time.
Basically, what he's just telling us is that this is a place for the best of the best, so obviously he came for us.
We're gonna talk about that later.
Maybe not the best of the best. Definitely the best of the nosiest.
Oh, well, we're the best of the best now, so you're welcome.
I'm writing that. We're the best at the nosiest.
So is this a Nemedian thing or like a Beninock thing?
Oh, the reason you're here is completely legitimate. There are those attacking. And I did have to send my report and request in the appropriate tone for those who might intercept or overhear it. I am, of course, a very simple mayor of a large mining platform on this planet, and I really should keep up those appearances when necessary.
So you're not really from here.
What made you guess?
Nothing gets by you, Gallo.
No, I'm not.
I chugged the rest of my
from
whiskey.
here. I'm actually from a small colony world on the Tuathan border.
Your actual
He
name.
takes his thumb and scratches it across his forehead. And he leaves behind a streak where you see sort of flecks of stone beneath makeup.
Holy shit.
Oh, he is a GM.
Well, that explains it.
I just come from a very large family.
Holy shit.
I just thought I was getting shorter.
You're a Gigas. Okay, great. So, like, where would I take someone around here? Like, do you know where there's, like, good food that, like, is good for your physiology? I don't really know much about Gigas. But I was just wondering if you had any recommendations for, like, restaurants around here, or bars would be way better.
I would recommend not spending any excess time here at all. The corporation has a very firm grip on the people here, and the people seem to have indulged in those appearances and that grip.
all right. So that's
So
a
you-
no then. Okay.
I figured by the...
Ah, yes. The devotion that we show every 60 turns. Once an hour.
That's horrible.
It sounds counterproductive.
I've done
To-
math. It's an amount of time that I wish back that I will never get. I hate that song.
You said you had footage. Actual footage of these attacks.
Yes, I do, and that's what's the most disturbing thing is that if I were uneducated, knowing nothing about Kaitoans or their capabilities or their culture or their technology, I might say something as was reported. And he walks over to the hollow table, hits a button. There's a group of several miners on an exterior maintenance run, checking an external, checking a drill that's just breached surface. In short order, all 6 of those miners are quickly dispatched by a large digigrade leg brutally equipped. Naturally, by the way, no weapons. Claws. Bone coming off the elbows. Extra claw on the ankle. A large Bowie knife sized recurved claw.
By large, how large are we talking?
Large as a Gigas. That goes through and tears these 6 people apart. The first one loses his arm in a single stroke. The second one tossed and bifurcated by the edge of the drill. So the spiral of the drill thrown into the drill and just cut in half along that edge, hit with with enough force. Another, its chest caved in as it put a foot against the chest of the miner and stepped down. The other 2 attempted to lift whatever they had on them, mining tools, it looked like. They didn't last very long. The final one fired what looked like a bolt driver into the thing's side, and it went through and through. It bled a strange the filtering. It was a pale liquid, but the filtering and the dust in the air, you couldn't the actual color of the
Doesn't
liquid
come
is
through,
unknown. Yeah. It's kind of like if you cranked up you drop the blue and the green out of an image and cranked up saturation. It's just a pale liquid that flows for only a moment before stopping. And a large hand is driven behind the rib cage, down behind the clavicle by the neck, and then pulled out.
Please tell me you only have reports of one of these.
I have only images of a singular entity.
You have a still. Obviously, you've isolated probably the best frame from this.
Yes, I have. He swipes it along. Puts
Any
it
more of
in.
that whiskey?
Yes, you may have some more if you wish.
Thank you.
I hand Calamity my cup as she's going over to the whiskey.
Doctor, if you're looking at the image, what kind of similarities are there any to what we have seen with like Luna Maria, that kind of thing? Because I know Siri vomited some pale liquid at one point, and obviously we've encountered abnormalities of biological nature. Looking at this, is there anything that has correlative to what we have seen in those tanks?
I did. I didn't really have a chance to explain completely. Said I only have footage of ever one showing up, but there are several situations where events happened rather closely at several platforms at once.
Ah,
So, well, where does this thing go after it just slaughters the miners? Does it just jump off? Does it climb down somewhere?
Off camera. I don't know exactly where it goes.
I'm not exactly able-bodied to let you know where they went.
External
Girl.
sensors are mostly reserved for large things that might get in the way of the navigating structures.
Okay, so, well, they all got hit at the same time. I mean, did they hit the same operation on every platform? Like whatever these guys were up to specifically, is that what they hit when they hit,
Interrupted
platforms
the
B, C, and D?
Yeah, like a particular procedure.
Yeah.
I can give you the records of all of them. I haven't been able to make any heads or tails of them myself.
Oh, okay, cool. Our boss is great at reading the paperwork, so she'll love that.
Was there any similarities?
You're gonna have to investigate.
Okay.
Okay.
He goes over to his desk, opens the drawer, and pulls out a stack of papers about this big.
My time!
Places them on the table.
God, your eyes are shining.
I walk over and I just start flipping through them. Oh,
You're gonna need time to go over
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Like, on your ship time, possibly.
Is there not a data jack of it? Why is it on paper?
Paper's hard to hack, remember?
We're intelligence operatives now.
Oh, good thing I already used paper.
I gotta get a burner phone.
Has
A
the
burner terminal?
Yeah.
has Jekyll, has there ever been any survivors from any of these encounters?
None.
Fucking hell.
Do you still have access to any of the corpses?
We deal with the deceased rather quickly. This being an inhospitable planet, we are forced to do some very strict reclamation processes.
Gotta turn them into food. Makes sense.
No,
Oh.
but we do have hydroponics bays, and nutrients are required to grow.
So no samples were collected from that time that it was shot. It definitely bled.
I can give you images that were taken during their autopsies, but their bodies are not available for examination directly.
At least they did an autopsy. I'll
They
have something
were-
to cruise through.
Their moisture was removed, desiccated, and then turned into fertilizer pellets.
Which was then used for hydroponics, which was then used for food, which means I was technically right.
Yes, if you want to make that many jumps.
I do. I make jumps all the time. That's why I'm a pilot.
That is your prerogative. So,
if we have any information that we find on this creature while we're doing our investigation, do we give it to you here? Is there a safe, secure channel I could send it on?
if you wish to discuss your findings in a more detailed manner, just message me. You may have that message intercepted by my secretary. But simply say, by the way, my secretary is not safe. I did my best to try and pick one that it didn't raise too many flags, but just to be sure.
Understandable.
Let them know that you have found specifically intriguing information. Do not use that phrase otherwise. And then we will meet here and we can discuss your information in detail.
Good to know. Basically, I will assume that no one else on this planet is safe to speak with regarding this matter.
Are there any security teams on the stations that we're gonna have to at least touch base with? Are they going to get in the way?
I will make sure that the local authorities give you as much breadth and width as they can. But I cannot speak entirely for them.
Do you have any mining operations going out anytime soon?
Not currently. We are in the process of refining what we have gathered, separating the red dust from the more, well, the more valuable materials beneath. They have a very, and I apologize for this, uncouth name for the metal around. So if you hear the term elf bone, you know what they are speaking of. Make a intellect. Intelligence. I'll take the current affairs.
Hey.
Oh, is it closed or open?
Closed.
Okay.
It's 14.
15.
There's a likelihood that they are currently mining out a Tuathan post.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Neat.
Oh.
They found Tuathan tech beneath the surface. And they're pulling the metal out of it.
So this would... Wait.
Not... Well, when I say Tuathan, I mean Old Empire. Tuathan.
Okay, because I mean, because Galloway was born in this galaxy.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think of in terms of the Tuathan's lifespans, like how many generations worth of Tuathans? Because I think like what his grandparents were part of that initial.
You're
move.
near the revelation. You're very near it. This isn't old enough. This is too old to be something that the Tuathans that are here made.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Man, I'd love to date that.
Because you recognize the metal now. Only Galloway recognizes the metal because he has seen the gate ships that are currently being repaired. And he has seen this metal on the gate ships before.
Holy shit.
Mm. I like to write questions for myself to later on, like
Things to revisit.
The gate ships were the initial ships that were lost to the Empire that ended up creating the current Tuathan hegemony. It's not the council. The current council planets.
When the Tuathans first came out here on the gate ships, did we lose like record of the gate ships that got us out here, like the technology to return home?
Remember, it's the Nexite
Yeah.
is what is required, but you don't have enough. The gate ships still work, but there was a mishap that led the Tuathans to being put all the way out here.
Right.
When that happened, they needed to gather enough Nexite. Issue is, there's people that live here already.
They are also using
Yeah.
Nexite.
Yeah, so it's become a bit of a resource issue for the
Right.
Tuathans to gather enough Nexite together
Okay, right.
to get their ships back home. That's where the barrier between the young Tuathans who were born here are like, this is home. I don't know why we need to go back to some empire thing. Like, this is all I know. Like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
could stay here. It's been like 3 or 4 generations.
it's fine here.
And Tuathans do live long. I'm sorry, it's been more than just 3 or 4 generations. It's been quite a few generations.
Okay.
But the more generations that pass without knowing the Empire, they don't care as much. They think of the Council of Magter, the planets of the Council of Magter are their home.
Okay.
I'm very intrigued by the close proximity to the Branfod planet. Oh, current star. But
Irradiated dust ball, whatever you got.
hey, listen. Wait, how many
Yes, not me.
generations ago did it like poof?
Oh, the Branfod?
Yeah.
That's like 3 or 4 generations.
Okay. So that's recent that it became a pulsar of sorts.
Like your grandparents remember the...
So, Jekyll, something that Eden, as we were coming into this place before, had brought up. If this elf bone metal is so lucrative, I think I'm piecing together why it isn't more readily available for the rest of the galaxy.
Sector. You're not that...
Okay.
Yeah, Star Wars is galaxy-wide stuff. This is sector.
Okay.
The technology isn't that... You're not hyperspacing across the galaxy.
Right. I think I answered my own question.
And now you're starting to understand why I was placed here. I am keeping an eye on these operations for Department 31.
So, the locals, obviously they've got a bit of a racism problem. How do they feel about the Arbiters? Like, we go flashing the badge around here, we're gonna get our heads blown off?
I will be sure to inform them that they have a directive has come down to allow you to investigate it. Your best bet would probably be to remind them that you're looking to deal with the very dangerous things that kills people very quickly, and they'll probably leave you to your work, hoping that you might die.
Oh, helpful.
It's happened before.
The Dominion reverence is strong here. Would that get us further than the actual Arbiters?
Oh, well, the Tetra's Dominion loyalties are not lost. If you haven't been aware, and you haven't been observing everything around you, it may. Reminding people of your Dominion affiliations, if you have those, might be helpful. Now, I will leave you to your investigation. I do have several things that I need to see to here.
All right, and then we'll let you know if we get anything intriguing.
He goes and he sits down, pulls the pen towards him, takes the other pen, puts it back. Now, if you just head into the left and hit the home button, it's the one that looks like a little house. It should take you up to the main lobby.
Right.
I wish you the best of luck, and don't die now.
I finish my whiskey, the second glass, put it down, and grab the papers and go, yeah, we're gonna try not to. Let you know if we find anything out about the attackers.
I appreciate it. It's been really giving me one hell of a time.
God, that sounds
Oh, that's good. Whatever the fuck you just said.
Yeah, let's go back to the ship, guys.
Good luck! As you head towards the lift, there is a little button with a house on it.
Of course there is.
Of course.
Well, he does have a house on it. Sweet.
I let you press the button.
I think Calamity
It
would
took
have
me-
pressed the button regardless. Yeah. Ooh, button smash! Strong.
The doors
Cass gets it.
close. Doors close, and you are riding the lift. Takes about 5 minutes if you wish to have a Mass Effect elevator conversation in the process.
Mm-hmm. That was good whiskey.
Yeah, it was. I have a feeling I'm gonna need some more.
I wonder if
What?
I'm wondering if like the council, the Tuathan Council, even knows that one of what.
I plunge an elbow into his ribs.
I put my hand out in front of his mouth as you do that.
Send a text.
You know the XO's from around here. What if he knows of any good restaurants?
I thought I can't ponder things anymore.
Not out loud.
Eden
do you-
kind of
have
leans
you
in
heard of any good
and
restaurants?
with the neural link just sends a text. There's a camera right there.
Oh, I think you got a text, Galloway. You should check it.
Funny thing is Gallo's the one that saw it going down. So like, are you humming your own elevator music? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need more whiskey.
Fine, I'll wait till we're back on the chain.
All right.
Yeah.
It takes you. I'm going to assume, unless you want to continue the conversation via text and have that kind of a conversation there, we can Lucas wipe back to the chain
Can I stop for some
where
whiskey?
you're in the wardroom.
This
have
should be
some
on
on
the
the
ship.
ship.
I know,
Like we don't
but
have
we're
some
gonna
on
run
board.
out at this point if I keep having to drink like this.
I mean, unless Calamity's gonna look for a souvenir for Zep.
Back
Oh,
in the
shit.
wardroom. Our
Back on
crew
board.
ponders the information.
Supposed to get him a present. Shit, next time.
I mean, clearly we're still gonna be out here for a while based on everything we learned from Jekyll.
Actually, once we're at the umbilical, I do ask one quick question of the assembled crew. Hey, did we tell the rest of the crew?
They pretty much know what's been going on.
We're here for a mission to find out more about what's been attacking these miners.
I
and
get
take
all
care
that,
of
but
it.
I'm talking about like our fun, be accented friend in Section 31. Did we tell them that stuff?
Department 31.
I'm gonna make
Department.
that slip a lot.
Can't imagine why I fucked that one up. Who knows? Department 31.
We have a something order.
D31 and our spy friend. Do we keep that on the down low?
The Onyx Stone Order.
Thanks. Yeah.
Christ.
How are you guys?
Seeing as how we have some
Fuck.
changes to the recent roster, I would keep it a little on the down low for now until we find out more.
With that said, it might not be bad to rotate him onto any excursions we go on. He screams order and also Dominion service, and that
And
may-
also Gigos.
well,
like-
yeah, there is that. But hopefully the Dominions. I mean, aside from me putting on my dress uniform, that's what we got.
Hang on, wait, no, this is actually a really good point. We sent him out here and they might just kill him for us.
Well, you know what? That's actually an added bonus I hadn't thought about.
Holy shit, you're onto something, Eden.
Oh, yep.
But okay, I won't tell anybody.
That was the worst salute I have ever seen. And Ragnar goes onto the ship.
We could also consider maybe changing up your appearance a little bit to keep you safe while we're here.
What I can't like change this really. It's
Yeah.
kind of just it's what that does.
You just wear a hat or don't. Who cares? Fuck these yokels. Like, they're really gonna step to arbiters?
Some
Calamity,
people might.
Calamity, what hats do you wear that cover your ears?
You have so
Most
much
of them?
hair. You have a mane, a magnificent mane. Just pull it forward.
Then I can't see.
You know what? Pitchforks take you.
He'll be fine. We have guns and badges. Guns and badges.
I don't
Make
know if you
sure-
realize this,
like,
but the
we're
habits are not to
umbilical-
murder anyone. I'm just trying to hedge our bets and keep people safe.
I think she said
I
not to
yell at the
start
town.
with
We have
murder.
guns and badges. See, it's fine. I'm going aboard.
Well, oh, Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Back on the ship.
Yep.
Where is this little contingent of the crew headed within your ship?
Assuming
Wardroom?
the wardroom.
Yeah.
I send a text over to Zep. Sorry, can't leave yet.
In the wardroom, as you walk into the wardroom, there is
This fucker's in here.
4 bottles of water, like giant bottles of water with with a little tag on it that just signed from Zep.
I add to that text message, besides that we can't leave yet and I apologize. I appreciate you.
Because you're all feeling a little dry and parched.
Abrasive.
I don't know if any of you have like had your mouth open while playing beach volleyball, but that's what it's kind of feeling like.
Oh, it makes me actually think of the dentist when you have to keep your mouth open for a while and you get the debris of the chipped bone and stuff.
I hate that. Gunk.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what we can make heads or tails of whatever we have here.
I mean, we've got your pile of papers we can look over.
And I'd prefer to keep it on paper for now.
You do have amongst the paper files was a piece of paper that did have a thin chip interface with some data on it.
So
like
we have the
videos and
video,
stuff like that.
hopefully.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do have access to some of the videos.
Alright, time to go over and see what we can find in here. And I grin and hand the papers over to Eden.
Yeah. Research.
All right. You're with me.
You can all go over it
Yeah,
together.
The thing I was mentioning before, I'm like, is any of the biology looking similar
Okay.
to...
Here's what we will do. You may all make contributions to this research with different skills. Okay.
Okay.
Skills that I will accept include science, engineering, technology, perception seeing, perception intuition, and willpower self-discipline.
Oh, that's an odd one.
I got 2 of those.
All right.
Wait, sorry, I was reading. Was there medicine?
Medicine is also
Okay,
in there,
cool.
yes.
Well, you 3 have fun. I'll just be.
You didn't have
looking
any of
everywhere else.
those?
No.
Really? No, you
I
have
have intuition.
engineering.
I have intuition.
There you go. I was about to say, like, Jesus Christ.
No, that was in character. Calamity was trying to make her
Okay.
escape from the room. Like,
Jesus.
I'm
have
gonna need
fun.
you to churn up.
Yeah. We still don't know when that's gonna hit.
If a 20 succeeds.
Yeah, 20 succeeds.
Got a 19.
Is anybody trying to stop Calamity as she tries to sneak out?
yeah, actually.
She's literally trying to cut and run and like leave you to the research. That was that was
That was in character.
In character.
That was- yeah.
On the way out, because I noticed you, because perception seeing, and I just rolled a fucking 20. Tell Alexia I say hi.
Not gonna ask what that's about.
Impossible to slam a door in the future.
Yeah, it's not satisfying at all. Just
You have to just press the button twice.
Hold on real quick, Riley, what the fuck? Why?
Okay.
I got a 14.
14, 20,
19?
19. All right. Good stuff.
I also
Stun points to spend?
6.
6. All right. This is a detail.
Ooh.
All right, what do you guys want me to spend it on?
So look at your
everything.
investigation.
Those are attitude stunts.
Investigation stunts. And find that.
Oh, it's reputation stunts.
While
Oh, I'm
Calamity...
probably not popular here. Sorry.
If that comes up.
If it comes up.
Yeah.
If we detail, there's the
Down the
lucky
rabbit
break,
hole.
down the rabbit hole. You could have a breakthrough. So we normally don't get to use the detailed investigation stunts.
I've used one once.
This is a detailed investigation. There it is. Sorry, I hit the mic there.
I mean, breakthrough might be worth the 5.
Yeah, honestly.
It's expensive, but that's the point.
Got the points to spend.
Sure, up it again.
Yeah, you up the churn with those, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
We
know.
We know.
We know.
That's why I
It's
said
been a
to
couple
do
of
it.
weeks.
We've got a floating 20. We don't give a fuck. Bring it, nerd.
We know Doom's coming for us.
We want the deepest detail lore we can get.
While we're alive, we want to know everything.
Yeah.
While we're dead, we want to know everything. Lich status.
Oh,
See?
okay. So the way detailed investigations work, it's kind of like a web where you get leads that lead you down certain paths, and some leads lead to dead ends. Some leads lead you further along the information path. What breakthrough allows you to do is it reduces the number of possible leads that might be false leads down by 1. So I'm going to offer you 1 less possibility,
Okay.
which
yeah.
allows you to move forward with the investigation sooner.
And we not only gain information, but some form of proof.
No, that's for simple.
Oh, I thought it was like an and situation.
No,
Yeah.
simple is you gain not only information but some incontrovertible proof for simple.
Oh, I see. Simple
Okay.
versus detailed.
Then there's a semicolon, meaning it's a
Alright.
separate.
Because it's a bigger investigation, we don't get as high of a reward.
Yeah, and
Okay.
getting a breakthrough on the opener,
That's huge, yeah.
that's kind of big.
Okay. I got a
As-
blank
Middle
page.
branch goes away.
As you're going through it, you start reading over the information. You see that these things have been hitting several different stations. It's not just harrowing one mining platform. It's hitting as many of them. There's a total of like 40 mining platforms on this ball. These things have hit like 25 of them. Locationally speaking, large surface area where they've been hitting. The reason why he said that hitting at the same time, none of them happened literally simultaneously, but the distance traveled between the two, it's kind of like if somebody were to commit a murder in New York and then an hour later commit the same murder in California.
Oh, okay.
The likelihood. Yeah, okay. The travel time.
The answer is the DNA evidence came from twins. I don't know, I saw that on a random, like, we're super smart CSI, whatever fucking episode, one of those fucking shows that my mom was watching one time. I was like, oh yeah. Anyway. Yeah, because serial killer twins on opposite coasts really fucking tracks. Anyway.
Listen, if there's one thing police procedurals are known for, it's their quality writing and tight plotting.
So, you find that when comparing the images, that they are different entities. Physiologically speaking, Galloway does ascertain that they are Kaitoan, but specifically, it's Kaitoan exosuit technology. But people don't fit into those. That's the issue. So the likelihood that they're not Kaitoans with digigrade legged power armor, it's impossible. A Milesian would not fit into one.
I've technically piloted one.
Yeah, can they use the
Tiny
puppet?
gray slugs.
If you want to make those, if you want to leave that on the table, that's for you to do. I'm giving you what you get
Okay.
from the
Okay.
the investigation. You note that image on the poster is oddly uncomfortably accurate in a way, because you do catch a frame where jaw pieces do move on the faces that open a little bit and close. You notice that, and here's your breakthrough. It seems completely unrelated across the board in all of these attacks. It just seems like they're hitting where the drill sites are going down to the ground and taking out people as they straggle about. You notice, though, that each of these times, it was when provisions were being brought down to those crews. When provisions are lost in that kind of a situation, they immediately write them off. It was just part of the equipment that you're not going to write down one lost space suit, one lost void suit on somebody who died wearing a void suit. They just take all of the equipment that that person had and write it all off as lost. Like, you don't write unknown reasons. No, you know why that void suit was lost. It was lost with the person. It just gets lumped in together. All of them were during provisions transfers. Water, high nutrient meal supplements, battery packs. Standard provisions that all the things that you need to replace when doing an extended exterior excursion. And that's what you find.
Well, from these pictures, I mean, it looks like it's like the Kaitoan exosuits. That's what I can that's kind of where the similarity I'm kind of getting from these things are. But at least we know it's not all one. There are slight differences between them.
It looks like they were all happening during provision transfers.
If someone was particularly causing very flashy attacks like this, they're purposefully looking like Kaitoans. You could puppet these, and then that would be something to possibly help break the accords in this area. The Dominion can't help the colonists absorb them because of where they are. So you need a reason for them to be able to move in. It's very possible someone could be using the natural backwater thought process of the area.
1 second. As soon as you're done saying that, Calamity, who just had a pleasant lunch with Alexia in the mess, returns with a spare burrito.
Does that exist?
Well, I mean, I've still got one like in my mouth as I come in, but yeah.
You've just been. This is like after like an hour and a half of poring over information.
Oh, yeah. It's uncanny. That was legit what I was about to say. that is fucking uncanny.
It's called natural storytelling and narrative understanding.
You know my character well.
So, door opens. What's up, nerds?
Yeah, but does that make sense though? Because doesn't the Dominion already hold this place?
No.
Guacamole drips.
Ah, fuck.
What was the point you were making, Calamity, about the Dominion not having this place?
That's what I'm saying. I thought the Dominion obviously already had a hold on this place, so why would they need to gin up reasons to colonize?
It's actually not a colony. They can't make it a Dominion-held colony because of the Accords. Because of where this planet sits, it's considered in neutral territory, so they can't, unless the Accords were broken or there was some reason to exclude it, the Dominion can't officially claim the colonists, even though they are Milesian.
I mean, but from what we've seen, the Tetra Mining Consortium, they
They would be
it's like-
very interested in furthering a Dominion grip of the place.
But that's kind of the thing. They already kind of had this very indoctrination style patriotism towards this whole place already. So,
It's another reason why they would want it. The Dominion technically doesn't hold this planet.
They can't. None of them are even doing service for getting any of this rights that everyone else has to do.
Well, I mean, they definitely can't just have the full blown rights, because if the stuff that they're mining from the planet, if that metal was used for ancient Tuathan gate ships, that might be part of one of the first pioneering ships that led them here.
So they could possibly be selling to Tuathans because they would need it for repairing their ships, and like hell would the civilization want to know that their hard-earned ore is going to knife ears.
I have a question. Why is there Tuathan metal on a ship this close to Erebus? On a planet this close to Erebus?
Well, when the Tuathans first came to this sector, they came in through these gate ships powered by Nexite. But since coming, if
Would
they're
it
mining,
crash? Why is it on the planet?
well, that's the thing. If they're mining it, that must have clearly crashed into this world at some point. Hundreds, thousands of years ago.
But it makes no sense if they're mining it literally all over the planet. It would make sense if a ship crashed into a planet and it's mining it from one area.
Oh god, no! Unless a gate ship were to be exploded in close enough orbit and rain down onto the planet.
Which it could even do that on impact, honestly.
Yeah.
Something traveling that fast, that big, impacting a planet. God, one, no wonder this place has no atmosphere, and two, it could be strewn for thousands of kilometers.
Can you give me a rough time period of when we think the stuff that they're mining is coming from? I'd like to cross-reference it with the faces found in the Bananox. You know how there were some that were very old versus the ones that were around when Zabel was here. There were a bunch of...
I mean, I can try. It would take me a little bit of time to look that up.
Oh,
Well,
not.
I mean, because I guess that's sort of more basic Tuathan history.
Yeah. So why don't you make one of those tests?
mean-
Not so current affairs.
There's no history test, so that's what I'm going with.
Really? That's so
Yeah.
odd.
Well, I'm basically treating current events as history as well.
A 20.
A 20?
Good God.
Yeah. Big brain.
1, Tuathans don't come this direction. 2, all gate ships were accounted for upon arrival. 3,
What was the first part?
first, Tuathans don't have any kind of hold in this area, nor would they be using gate ships in this area. 2, all gate ships are accounted for from the arrival of the Tuathans. So the original expedition that landed you out here, all the gate ships are accounted for from that.
Yes, but the Bannock, weren't they like 2,000 years old, some of the faces?
Yeah, 2,000 years. Like, the
Shit.
amount of time that the
Long
Tuathans have
live-
been here for a while. Like,
Okay.
let me see if I can find the attract mode quick.
But the only original inhabitants of this sector were the Kaitoans and the Gigas.
Supposedly. We obviously know that's
Well,
wrong
well,
because
right,
the Medians.
the Medians.
but-
But
the
I'm just
Medians,
saying.
but-
Oh,
Well,
no.
Okay. Then, I mean, the obvious thing here is okay. Well, then, congratulations, you found two Tuathans that weren't part of that initial, your group. Essentially, there was another group of Tuathans that came in. But
on my other computer.
even then, I feel like we're going a little too high level on this. Dominion, the High Council. Who owns Tetra?
Exodal.
Milesian. Dominion.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like this whole concern doesn't necessarily need to be like a big weird Dominion plot. This could just be our friends who we've already run in with, who've been investigating all of the Nemedian shit. You know,
Why would they be taking supplies from their own mining company? All the provisions were written off. So
deniability.
someone had to be using them. I mean, you can possibly assume that, but you could also assume that it's not.
Well, if there's a group that's running out there that are using the exosuits, they would need to still provide for themselves while they're out there if they are trying to do something more than just wanton murder for no reason, right? You
Holy
still
shit! What if they're native? What if we're dealing with people that like came on this big Tuathan ship?
How did they get
and they're in
the
stasis or something, and they
Kaitoan
just
exosuits?
got drilled
though?
into?
Yeah, and
If they
Eden
were,
has a point. Yeah,
if they were native from this really long old, I cannot fathom crashed ship.
I'm just gonna Gendo over here just to make sure you guys don't read my emotions. of
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
the little camera right now is perfectly like over your eyes
Oh.
and mouth area, so it's like
censored.
the mask.
It's like a hentai manga. What?
Oh, okay, well,
Hey.
Are you saying my head looks like a penis?
What?
No, they would only have that little thin white line. It'd be
Yeah,
As-
the useless, like
It-
useless
it could look
censoring
like-
in hentai.
It could look like a vulva. Let's be fair.
Oh my god.
but
Wait, what am I? All right. Anyway.
An embarrassment to
Why
Twitch.
whose line?
but
Oh my god.
But yeah, if this was natives that were here from a unfathomably long time ago, how did they get the Kaitoan exosuits?
and that's the other point. The all
But they might not be Kaitoan.
yeah, if the theory you were theorizing was that they were from this crashed Tuathan gate ship, which doesn't make sense because all the gate ships when the initial arrival happened, they were all accounted
They
for.
also said that there was no one here except for the Kaitoans, but we know for a fact the Nemedians predate them. There was clearly more activity in this sector than what our history has recorded, and let's be honest, all our ships are recorded history, not exactly perfect.
I mean, unless
The
from
History is always written in a certain light.
Yes.
from the specific metal that the Tuathans used for their gate ships, was this metal specifically from? Because we're using the same metal for the new gate ships that we're building to try to get back
You're not building new gate ships.
You're
You're trying to
repairing.
find Nexite, which is
Yeah.
fuel
for the gate
Here's
ships.
for the
Yes.
gate ships. There isn't enough Nexite in the area that other. Like, if the Tuathans really wanted to, they could just go for a war, wipe out everybody, take everybody's Nexite, and hope they have enough to get home. The issue is that the estimated amount within the sector, they would need what they have in reserve as well. And fighting a war uses a lot of resources. So that's why it's this weird, like...
Can't
really
pull the
need-
trigger.
Yeah, they can't pull the trigger because they would use up too much. But they're getting to a point where just natural use is running out the possibility of being able to go home with
They
it.
need a
see.
scientific breakthrough on how they would refine Nexite to use a less amount if they really wanted to be
So
able
they
to
have
do
the
this.
tech, they have the gate ships. They
Okay.
have the ability to open up the massive fleet-wide, essentially wormhole, and travel from one point to another by folding space.
Did the
I also have a point to make here. Just because that metal was used on the gate ships doesn't mean it's the only thing Tuathans use that metal on.
there's also
or
the
the Tuathans
warp
were the ones using
apex.
that metal.
The warp apex is the only other thing I could think of that may also, if we're thinking about cross-referencing who would be interested in this, and we have no idea who's buying it, we still don't fully understand how that works, but we do know that it was a Tuathan-designed apex, and it had warp travel. It had a white kind of metal that I don't know, we don't really have a better, listing of what it used, but...
So then we're on the same wavelength that this whole situation is definitely Beninock intertwined with everything.
Oh, I said nothing of the sort. No, nothing's
What?
definitive.
What?
Absolutely not. I mean, it could just be the Dominion looking for an excuse to get a foothold.
That seemed like you were insinuating that's what the Beninock were doing here with the whole
Saying it's a possibility, not that it's. We need to keep our options open. We don't know enough now to know what the fuck is going on or who's doing this until we actually go out there and try to fucking see who it is.
And the worst problem is that if these are
We need to
actually
capture one.
well, yeah, but the problem is if it's a puppet, then we don't actually know anything unless we follow them back after they were to make an attack.
did we
So we bait provisions and
and
drop
tag
it
'em?
on the planet?
Maybe we don't try and actually take them out. You saw how violent that attack was, but if we could tag one,
If it's not a planned provision drop, how are they going to find out it's there?
how were they finding out to begin with?
They might
We
have-
can get a planned provision drop. We're in good with the mayor.
That's also a good point.
So we stage a mining expedition and drop provisions, quote unquote. They go to pick up the provisions. No one's there. We tag and track the provisions back to wherever
They're gonna
they're.
think something strange if no one's there.
Yes, but I
We're
also
gonna
don't
have
want
to
to send people
sacrifice
down
many.
there to get killed.
Counterpoint, the people on this planet are dicks.
Yeah, I'm kind of with her on this one.
That's also true, but still would like to limit the amount of human sacrifices.
Are they?
Well, not human sacrifices.
No, I just
You
meant
know what I
that.
mean.
Is it
Sentient
much of a
sacrifice.
fucking sacrifice if a few of these people were to die?
Listen, it's a similar Star Trek runs into a problem a lot, talking about humanity and human law and law.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi,
It's,
like-
it's a sci-fi hiccup that you have to kind of accept. The English language doesn't
Sentient
have that kind of
sacrifices?
stuff in it yet.
Human has just kind of, it's a condensed version of humanoid. So, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
But my problem isn't the human part. My problem is the sacrifice. The sacrifice implies there was value in it. Look at how these people look at the world and how they treat people.
Whoa! Sorry. Just
It's
as
a
a Nikita,
nuclear
that
take,
was
and I'm
like,
here for it.
yeah.
Wow, that is a scalding hot take.
Okay, type to self, add, schedule Eden next for the therapy session.
Oh, computer, Eden, hot.
I go. Oh, Christ. I go quiet for a moment. It's just like you just almost can see the calculations going across Ragnar's mind. That actually might not be the worst plan.
I'll need
No,
to
if
see
you-
what we have to be able to actually, if we could tag them. Like a
Something to stay
tracking
on
device.
sensors.
Yeah, so even if we aren't able to, if they do accidentally get away, right? Maybe we can get some more information about where they retreat to.
I thought that's what you were explaining.
Yeah,
We don't know if we have the stuff to do that.
yeah. I don't know if we have.
Tracking devices?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need to track it with something like of a specific energy wave that you can
Cool.
track.
I didn't know if we had a specific device where we had to make something or.
No, that's a general science thing. Like hell, you smear a specific compound that emits that has a certain radiation frequency to it or something like that.
Yeah.
That you can pick up.
Mm.
You know,
Could I mod some bullets?
technically, think of it this way: if I wanted to track somebody, and I had the ability to scan for metals,
Yeah.
maybe I would just slip them a penny that's coated in that has
Yeah.
like platinum on the inside. Now I just scan for platinum. The likelihood that somebody has
Yeah.
platinum.
Oh, why don't we just put something in the
Isotropic
provisions?
tracking. Thank you, Arashi. That's exactly what
Yeah,
I'm talking
totally.
about.
There it
Yeah,
is.
well, if we were to possibly taint the provisions that they're looking to steal,
Oh, and then
It's
if
a CT scan.
as we know, there's multiples of these things, and whatever they do with them, whether they all congregate or if they have different hideouts or hovels or wherever they're staying on the surface.
I think this is a good idea. But you all need to openly say in this room that you're a-okay with the fact that you're consigning a few people to death.
Well, here's the thing, though. We don't. If you want to ease your conscience on this stuff, we don't have to arrange for a drop. All we have to do is tell someone in some amount of authority, "Hey, put X in these shipments when you send them out, and should one of them go awry,
They're
well,
not currently mining is the only issue.
It's going to be suspect, especially if there's no one there and it's not what they normally are doing.
No, no,
right?
no, 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 no. I'm not saying that we don't send people down. I'm just saying we make it part of their normal routine, and then when they go out and do their mining, that's on them.
character knowledge clarification here, what you understand from the role. It wasn't just mining, it was going down to the surface and exchanging for any kind of expedition to the surface. So, maintenance teams going outside to do maintenance to the exterior of the drill. Maintenance teams going out to check the legs. Maintenance team, surveil teams that are going out ahead of the platform to go investigate the next drill site.
Yeah, which that kind of shit's gonna be going on all the fucking time.
Constantly. So there are expeditions. So the fact that they're not currently mining, that they're setting up to move.
I wasn't sure if it was only mining expeditions that were being
That's
attacked.
why I was giving the clarification.
Okay, yeah.
Your characters totally understand that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move forward with the adjusted information.
Danke.
So we come up with a way to track the provisions going out. And when something gets attacked, we track where it goes afterwards.
I mean,
I would rather not put the crew's life at risk if not necessary.
same. Also, it would feel really shitty to, like, give, like, I don't know, like, a tainted shipments to, like, an unsuspecting crew. I mean,
Well,
doesn't have to be
we don't make them
poison.
tainted.
No, it's not poison.
Yeah.
It's literally we slip something into the shipment.
well, yeah, but
There's plenty
Like
of
a
things
bank
you can.
robbery, they put a marked bill and then they track
Yeah.
the marked bill.
well, yeah,
it
no,
doesn't
yeah,
mean
yeah.
that, the bank's expecting to be robbed. It just means that if something does happen, we'll have a way to track it.
There's plenty of things you could put even in like food and water that's not going to kill a human being that you could still scan for that will be unusual in like the environment.
Further, it doesn't even need to be like in the food or water or whatever itself. It can be in the container.
Yeah.
Like completely inert.
Right.
Well, battery packs were something in there. If we wanted to slip in a battery that didn't have any juice but had something else in it.
Right.
That's a great-
I just meant, like, when
That's a
Eden
good
brought
idea.
up the whole, like, the value of a person's life in terms of reaching the means of our...
At this point, they're already at risk going out there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
These
I
people are going to
mean-
keep doing this job regardless. We may as well capitalize.
Mhm. One other thing I was trying to think of. You remember with the exosuits and the slugs? Did we find out how far away, like, the connection goes between those?
We do still have a sample that was, well, a trophy rather, but we haven't really spent as much time looking into how to make that work.
Not another adipose, please. For reference, y'all should watch our Sunday campaigns.
But we don't have. We would need to look up more to get, like, a definitive potential idea.
Well, we have it in stores. Why don't we go now?
Well, that doesn't mean we know how it.
Well, let's figure
Well,
it
if
out.
it's here and we try to go into it, then of course it'll
No,
work.
we
but
don't know how it works, but, like,
far.
If you guys want to look at that, I'm gonna go contact. I'll go contact our friend and find out if there's a way we can get something into the shipments going out for whatever crews they have out currently.
Okay, let's go look at a flesh puppet.
Come on.
Okay.
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 What about you, Calamity? What are you
I
gonna
miss
do?
Ray.
As as much as I'm fascinated by the idea of looking at a flesh puppet, what's an
meat
actual
puppets.
useful use of my time right now? I'm gonna go see what kind of havoc all this dust is gonna wreak on our apexes. Because if we need to deploy in a big fucking hurry, I want us ready for Dustball Planet.
Oh.
I immediately think of my faulty thrusters.
Oh no! Oh god!
Just intakes just caked in nonsense.
Oh god! Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like when you I don't know if anybody else, I doubt anybody else has ever been to a show on Randall's Island. They used to have mosh pits on the dusty ground. So you'd come out of those mosh pits just choking mud because there's so much dust and you're just in the pit. So you're just going
Yeah.
and you get out and you blow your nose and it's like mud.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was the worst, best part of going to punk shows on Randall's Island. Yeah, Warped Tour. Oh shit, Deep, you're in the Northeast.
Oh, we know
If
something.
if you know what I say about Randall's Island,
Mm-hmm.
you know about that fucking dump of an island.
I grew up in the town with Hunkabunka, or what is now Starland Ballroom.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I grew up in that town for 28 years.
Legendary names in the punk and metal scene. Anyway, back to the game.
So I guess
So Calamity's going to check on the apexes to
Mhm.
extrapolate intake filtering possibilities.
Yeah, I'm gonna need help with that, so it's cool.
Okay.
Tell Alexia I say hi.
Clever girl.
Again.
Hey Alexia, could you climb into the intake there? See if you can get something for me?
I'm just
There's only
saying.
room enough for one of us, and my butt's gonna be hanging out. Yeah. I just
She's our
can't
chief
read.
engineer.
All right. So Galloway and Eden are checking on the.
Let's see if we could figure out what kind of range they might have, or at least
I gave them a name.
I know. Yeah, you know, but Eden's. I have no excuses for her. Actually, I don't.
Drones. I called them. I believe I called them drones. for you
Yes,
guys.
yes.
And Ragna is giving information to Jekyll
Setting up the.
Excuse me.
Setting up the
for the investigation.
yes.
All right. So for expediency's sake, if all of you don't mind, I'll have you make your rolls, and then I will inform you of the narrative things that take place, and then you can reconvene in the ward room.
okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So I need medicine science.
Can I do engineering?
It's not really it's a biological thing. It's not really
Fucking
an engineering
Kaitoans.
thing.
It's fine.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You'll fit in nicely here. Fucking hell.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my dress uniform.
You don't have to worry about a roll actually for yours, because it's the simplest fucking request on the planet, and it's one of those like, why would I have you roll this? There's no reason. There's no anticipated failure. It's not. There's no risk to that question. And I would need an engineering test though from Calamity.
Sure, it's not a communication of hearts.
I need a communication seduction test for you to check out the apexes.
I thought you were gonna say to check out Alexia.
Well,
That is a
implied.
skill.
Yeah.
I could make a perception intuition just to figure out if she's into me or not. You know?
I hate seductions
Yeah.
skills. It's
Yeah.
just
It's a little creepy.
it's
It's,
just
it's very creepy.
it's just persuasion with frosting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whipped cream.
Frostings if you do well.
I mean, if you want a specialty in
You want a cake
that,
stand.
maybe that can work, but it's just persuasion. Anyway,
I think that was one of the social talents that I didn't take because I took the only other one that made sense. The
the
deception one.
deception one. Gotcha. All right,
The other one was seduction based, and I was like, oh.
let's go forward here. I need totals.
12.
19.
20 and pump the churn.
Oh
Yeah. Good work.
Be at 24 already.
Molto bene. Okay. To take care of Ragnar's thing first. It is a simple request, and he agrees to put a specific isotope tag on all outgoing provisions for the upcoming deliveries. You don't even have to do this clandestinely. This is a simple request that works. He says that sounds like a good idea. I wish I thought of that myself.
Sorry.
What?
If Zepp is nearby, still on the bridge, in case we need to go at any sort of given moment, I
Mhm.
just
Oh yeah, he's on the bridge.
turn, look at him, and go,
I sound nothing like that.
I know you don't. I just wanted you to know I appreciate you.
I appreciate not being here.
Hopefully soon.
That what you appreciate about him?
That's what I appreciate about him. I'm not taking it down any percentage though, so.
Okay. Now, Calamity.
Yeah.
It seems like the weirdest, dumbest idea ever. But mesh sheeting that you run a negative charge through. You got the idea from the doors.
Hmm.
So you literally put like giant mesh sheeting, and mesh is easy to fabricate. You have a fabrication machine. You need it for making parts and stuff like that. Making the mesh, it's a pain in the ass to make them big enough to put over all the intake ports on all of your mechs.
Sorry for the extra ones on mine.
Listen, yours are
okay. I got help.
That's fine. No one will know.
And in very grandiose fashion, I explained to Alexia, it's like, I have had a brainwave and I'm a goddamn genius. Explain the plan at length. And then go, okay, so I'll go do mine.
I guess I'll take care of the rest.
I'm kidding. You are going to go do mine. I'll go get started on the other ones.
Promise. Anyway, back to the others.
Calexia? Was that? What was it?
Yes, Calexia.
Calexia.
Is the ship. And Ragnar's at the helm. The ship is sailing, apparently. Okay. Eden and Galloway. As you investigate, now you don't have an actual drone in the suit because they cleaned it out essentially.
Yeah.
You were given the armor.
Yeah.
To as a like
it's like a visual inspiration. Sometimes you have to just look at the parts.
You realize that a Milesian wouldn't be in one of these. The way the drones work, from what you gathered, Gallo, the way the Kaitoan ones worked, it seemed like it needed to be within a... From what you understand of etheric networks, this being a psionic matter, that the distance can't be more than like 500 yards.
Okay, that's rather short.
When we're talking scale, planetary scale, it's definitely pretty short.
Can you give me an example of what that is, 500 yards wise?
5 football fields.
5 football fields.
I mean,
okay.
Real quick. Immediately thinks of the 5 apexes we were fighting on the last planet with the drones in them, and has a heart attack.
Yep.
So these are specifically for Kaitoan drones.
Yes.
We know for a fact that
That's what you have access to is the bio armor.
But we know that there's been instances where people have made advances in the neural networks that people can do things from further distances. We had our stowaway on the ship, and there was quite a distance between her and everything else, and she was still able to transmit things via the network. So
yeah, and there's also I guess just that. Is there anything else we were able to ascertain looking at the shield armor?
500 yards.
You're looking, you got a lot actually.
Yeah.
That's a range distance for the drones. Like this is a simple test.
Yeah.
You're not doing deep. You're not dissecting the armor itself. And you're literally just examining the way the drone would connect to it, and distances that you're aware of that the Gestalt's psionic capabilities of the Kaitoans would have. Like you got a 19 on your medicine test, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you understand when it comes to Kaitoan physiology, the likelihood that a Kaitoan would be an active psionic presence, be an active psyker, so to speak, is rare. But you know that all Kaitoans have a Gestalt psyker presence. It's how they interact with their machines.
Okay. Right.
They're like latent.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not latent. Latent implies that it's not currently working.
But it's in tune to how they directly interact with their own technology.
Yeah, it's subconscious would be a better analogy. And the distance that expands over is that far. The strongest of them would be that far, with amplifiers and such that go through their technology. They use this technology. It's part of how they communicate so rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
A Kaitoan fighter wing is tight. Think if you know StarCraft, it's like the wow, what the fuck did they call it?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
The Kala.
Protoss.
The Protoss Kala.
Yeah.
It's like that. They're almost psychically in sync with each other. They drift.
Okay.
To use another.
I like that reference because I get it.
No, there you go. Yeah, they almost drift together, where their minds kind of link up at certain points, and there's handshaking involved, mental handshake.
I mean, Eden, if we're to guess that if these exosuits are using the same kind of Kaitoan drones, it would mean that whoever's piloting them would have to be relatively close, about 500 yards or so. But like, you know, it's not like it would be somebody on the planet or maybe even on the station.
Well, as long as it follows that and not the litany of rule breakers that we've run into so far with various technology.
Well, yeah.
Great.
I mean, yes, of course, based on the intermingling of different technologies we've encountered, this information could be null and void, but I'm just saying from what I can read from the way this armor works, this is how their drones typically would work. So, I mean, if it's a drone, then like why? Well, if the things are collecting provisions, why? If the pilots were on this, because that's like the surface of the planet, like things can't really live here very well.
Very well. That's the key word, right? So like you could be down there. And also, there's nothing to say what's below the surface.
I mean, I'm sure the miners know what's below the surface.
Yeah, and you see how tight-lipped they are about a lot that's going on here.
I mean, we have direct access to the mayor, who he's like you said, he's our undercover guy for all this. So if anything was going on with the mining, he would know about it. It's not like he's holding out anymore. He's basically given us a full view of.
He's the
everything.
mayor. He's not the head of the corporation. He said himself he is not the absolute, I use the word improperly here, arbiter of the entire planet. In fact, the Exedal Han would trump him in most matters.
Right.
And we know Exedal Han has done things that even off the books are massive in scale.
But us as arbiters, without his involvement, we're still called in to try to figure out what these exosuits are, or what these fellow Kaitoans were in the first place.
Yes.
Did I miss something?
I feel like I must have missed something. Were you asking me a question?
No, I thought I was making a point. Did I?
She like slowly looks down at the puppet, like.
Well, it's not. There's nothing.
It's not. It's the armor itself.
It's just the armor.
Yeah.
No puppet.
I know that.
Yeah, nobody's squeezing in that without one of them drones.
That's how it works.
I'm making an observation.
Yeah.
Okay, as that conversation kind of continues to wander and meander about.
It's like an episode of Parks and Rec in that room. It's just like these two poor people standing over this thing trying to make sense of it.
I'm sorry if we started to get into the secondhand embarrassment aspect.
There was some. Thankfully, I had a distraction.
Was it whiskey again?
We have a
That's a drink,
bits
though.
goal right now. We're over
Oh,
we're over
God.
2K.
I just read, I'm ready to be beefed. It's the first thing my eyes lock on to.
Because we hit 50, we've been over 50 viewers a couple of times. So I'm like, okay, if we can hit 5,000 bits,
I'll beef.
We beef a fox.
Fox
beef a
will
fox.
get beef.
This fox will get beefed.
All right,
Beef me, fam.
that's what we're going. We're currently at. Okay, so we need another. Let's see for the day. Oh, we're close. Oh, now and a hype train starts because of it. Let's get this beefy hype train going.
Oh, beef train!
Beef
It's
train,
better than the
beef
Dave train.
Beef train.
Right.
What? No.
500
beef
bits.
train,
Wow,
motherfuckers.
we need 500 bits. We just need 500 bits, and
People
you're
really
beefed.
want to see you beefed.
I
just need
think
500
Fox,
more bits.
I think Fox just
The
wants to
beef
get
Fox.
the beef over with already.
I love to get beefed. What can I say? Just want that beef.
So
Beef me, daddy.
yeah, as
All right.
we
Oh wow. Okay.
No, we
But
do need
that-
about 500 more.
But this, but that.
We need just 500 more, and we'll have a beefed fox. All right. As the mesh is installed, the science team of, and that's it.
Oh.
We're doing it. The science team of Galloway and Eden. And the phone call was made a while ago. Ragnar was basically watching that whole back and forth.
I
of
walked in and
internal
I'm just
comms.
like, I'm watching the feed, just like, hey Zep, you got more whiskey over there?
I do have a little bit left.
And they come to me about my drug problem. Is anyone going to address the massive alcoholism that is our
Only
captain?
from today.
He's not driving right now.
Normally
Yeah,
it's
I'm the pilot.
anti-anxiety
I'm going to-
medications. Today it's whiskey.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Let's mix anxiety and alcohol meds.
Exactly. Let's go. Zep,
Actually, they mix
two
okay.
glasses. Let's go. And I'm just gonna sit there and just watch the conversation, just drinking.
Just have Molly Hat. I just there's a Molly Hatchet song playing through my head right now. Flirting with disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes.
Hit me with that 20.
Squeezy.
Can't wait for it. Maybe it already happened.
A communication is sent in that another attack has happened.
Oh shit.
2 days after you made that call. Not enough to. I know I'm making a little bit of a jump here.
Yeah.
If there's any specific that you want to do within that time that you feel like you would have gotten to, I'm not going to hold it against you if you come up with something that you would have done either. So there's a little bit of narrative play, like I thought up blah. I would have done this. I'm okay with some of that right
Okay.
now.
For sure.
Rather than literally going through 2 days worth of downtime waiting for something to happen. It's the stakeout, you know. You have one
Yeah.
conversation while having a slice of pizza, and then things happen.
You know what? Actually, I'll do one small thing. I will go up to Zep and just go like to hug him, and then just hug him and go, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
As you go to put your hands around him, you just feel just a stone block against your chest. And when you look down, he's actually holding the bottle of whiskey that he's been sharing with Ragna. He just says,
So sorry.
I appreciate your sentiment. And if you want to show some sympathy right now, just share a glass with me.
Definitely.
He literally pours you like 2 fingers, pours himself 4. Holds it up.
Cheers.
Clink. And he takes it like he's just downing apple juice. Like, opens his
Oh, yeah.
throat, consumed.
It's, Calamity's right there with him. Just whoosh. Smooth.
Hey, it can also clean any kind of filtration system you require.
It's good. I got a very dirty filter.
This is the best invention that this little shithole has ever made. The only time I ever long for home, it's the liquid contents of this bottle.
Oh, it makes sense because drinking that makes me long for death, and so does this place.
I would have gone out to replace his bottle.
There you go.
I would have just bought him another bottle of booze.
So 2 days later, information comes in that you have a hit. And because of the suggestion of Ragna, better recording modules were placed on the provisions themselves rather than relying on the external sensors of a drill or the legs or something like that. So you actually get a pretty up close view. And it's in this higher quality image that you get your first moment of real concern.
Oh.
Because they can't be Kaitoan. Kaitoans don't have 4 arms.
Fuck.
A second, smaller set of arms that come out from around the mid-chest also show themselves covered in the exoskeletal armor. It's like arms, and then from like here.
Yeah.
Sort of like
Goro.
in the mosaic description and on the walls, and
Maybe, maybe not.
Hmm.
And this provision was left unguarded. Nobody was present when it was taken. It goes out of range pretty quickly,
Hot damn.
but you see definite communication between them as one of them is pointing and giving orders to 2 others.
There's 3.
Hmm.
And for just a moment, one of them, while looking around, stands up fully. From the top of the chin down, that opening that you saw splits open, and you can see a head and face in the neck portion. The larger Kaitoan body having something within it. It's a person, a Milesian, with a shock of white hair. And a battle scar across its forehead. Just above its goggles and mask. As it turns its head, you can see half its head shaved.
I hate you.
With 3 numbers tattooed into the side of his head. They look like a Milesian unit number. And that's where we are going to end tonight's show. Normally, this is the part where we would go around the horn, say who we are, where you can find us, and what our favorite part of tonight's show was. But because we hit a little goal right there...
Smells like Satan's butthole.
Why are you intimately acquainted with his butthole?
We're going to have Fox.
I did some shit in college. Leave me alone.
Fox is going to go ahead and join the Beef Fizz Club.
Fraternity.
Club is the right word.
We'll go with club. Fraternity is too specific.
I feel like there's naturally a level of shenanigans involved there.
So can you tell us like what your ratio is? Because your recipe I think was slightly different than our recipe.
I got 2-to-1 beef fizz to ginger ale.
Yep.
And then throw in some lemon. Because I don't have a half lemon anymore. Unfortunately, the lemon I had has since been used in our kitchen. Because we went on break for 2 weeks.
We got lemon juice.
So I just shot a bunch of lemon juice in there. And I started up with this pen because it's what I have to stir with.
Hand flavor.
So, Beef Fizz is a drink that we have had around here. That we had as like a goal challenge thing on the channel, and just the three of us got to have it.
Oh god,
That is
so
a
full.
big glass.
The four of us.
The four of
yeah.
us had it.
All right.
Fox never got to experience this, so now
you don't
because
have to-
we've hit this little goal,
We just wanted to include you.
we're gonna include.
Yeah, no, this
Fox.
is great. I feel very welcomed.
You
I
don't
feel
have to
very
finish the glass.
a part of the
That's a
thing.
huge
You don't tell me
By the
what
way-
I gotta do,
By
Dad.
the way, Cake drank the whole thing.
But okay, so like we all
Yeah.
shared the single glass. It was
Yeah.
about like halfway by the time.
But
Cake
you get
did
to
the-
bragging about being a food champion.
Wait. Drum roll, please.
Beef me, daddy.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
Remember what I said about vodka being a good chaser?
You're already our friend. You're already in the club. You don't need.
You can sit with us!
Holy shit!
All my things we wear pink!
Oh my god, no. Are you doing this?
Look upon my works, ye mighty in despair.
Holy
Oh.
holy shit.
Yes!
Oh.
You are a beast.
Beast.
Welcome.
Beast. Oh my fucking god.
You're gonna be burping that
A
phrase.
round of applause
Aw.
for Fox
Horns
here.
in- horns in the
Holy
chat.
Horns in the
shit,
chat.
Horns in the chat.
Horns if you got them.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
You hear me, Matt Mercer? I'm the hardest motherfucker on Twitch.
Thank you all in chat for hanging out with us. I have been Connery. With me from afar and regretting life.
Yeah.
I'm Fox.
Cake.
Just Kevin.
Cassandra Lee.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. I will see you again soon, Saturday, 8 p.m. definitely. And until we see you again, remember to always stay evil. Good night, everybody.